Indeed we are. With Junior Chris. Oh, look at this new view we're getting from Matt Scraby today. Oh, there it changed now. I thought we were getting some new access there from the side, underneath the armpit angle.
Not the greatest angle in the world of me
Under the armpit angle?
Oh, I see why. I left the other computer on. Okay, I get
He's
it.
been working on this angle for a while, so it's about time.
Yes.
Gets it in there.
Welcome into Gwynn and Chris on this Tuesday afternoon. Fresh off a Padres loss to the Giants. 3-2.
Oh, did we
victory.
really lose last night? Is that why people are walking around in a daze today, panicked?
I haven't seen a whole lot of people today, but I'm
The people I didn't see anybody on the sidewalk. I saw everybody up on a ledge somewhere. I think that's where they are.
Even I think the overreaction is ridiculous.
Do, huh?
Even
Okay.
I think the overreaction is ridiculous.
Okay.
People literally saying that this team doesn't care. It's just an extension of last year. They just
wait
want
a
the
minute.
money.
Wait. When did they not care last year? What do you mean an extension?
The whole year. The whole year.
What?
Yeah, the whole year.
Get
No,
outta
by the end of the
here.
year, they just looked like they didn't care. They wanted to go
my
home.
goodness.
Literally,
my
this is what I'm saying.
goodness.
And you know what? I will admit this. I drafted a tweet about 75 times trying to find the right way to do this, and I decided not to send it because it wasn't going to win. You know, I'm just done with people giving up on this team after 4 games. 4 games.
Can we not talk about it? Let's just talk about the actual game.
Yeah, what happened last night is that
Last night-
they didn't hit the ball. The guy pitched a pretty good game. I hate to tell everyone out there. They don't want to, nobody ever wants to give the other pitcher any credit. It's always our failures. But I saw some pretty good stuff from Landon Roop last night. I really did. So,
I honestly have never seen Landon Roop throw the baseball like that, honestly.
Yeah.
That was the best I've seen him. And he was good. But I think, when you've had a bad run against Tarek Skubal, when you've had a rough one against Farmer Valdez, and now Landon Roop, I could see people feeling away, but it's so early. We can't pay too much attention to the ones who are that upset about it. Hasn't looked great. I think that's an honest assessment. It hasn't looked great through the first 4.
No, it hasn't. And we've said this before, Tony. I think you were the one that kind of hit me on this a while ago, and I've tended to come around and agree with you. And this speaks to a little bit what Scraby just said. When teams aren't hitting and guys are just going up to the plate and making an out and coming back to the dugout, and the next guy's, grounding out and going back to the dugout, it kind of gives off the impression that they're not trying.
Right.
And it just goes with that territory. Why does it give off that impression? Because nothing's happening. There's nobody out on base. There's nobody taking first to third. There's nobody sliding and breaking up a play. Right. Everything's just hit it, go sit down, hit it, go sit down. This is what happens when you're not hitting. And, 4 games is a ridiculously low sample size, but you are, 28th in hitting in baseball. You're 28th in OPB. You're 29th in slugging. You're 28th in OPS. You're 28th in runs scored. And that's going to look like, this is what that looks like, frankly. And so, nothing that, a nice little breakout game won't fix. But let's be honest, it's probably not going to be real easy tonight. I don't think Logan Webb was too happy with his first game against the Yankees. So, I figure he's going to be, making it kind of tough tonight on the Padres, and they're going to have to find a way again. So,
yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't buy into looking at statistics or anything through 4 games. Wins and losses is fair game because obviously that's what you're here to do. But to make any assumptions or anything after 4 games, as you said, is just an incredibly small sample size. That's not even a week of baseball yet. And so, Padres get another crack at it today. Herman Marquez will toe the rubber, looking to see if he can give the Padres a good start here today, and more importantly, if the offense can get going. You're right. Logan Webb is probably not going to be happy about his start, but Padres have seen a lot of him. They've seen a ton of him, and so. Maybe, and they've had some success here recently against them. So maybe they can, expect it to be a low scoring game if Webb is on it. and try to execute.
Hopefully they can win 2-1. I mean, look, the Padres have scored 9 runs. The only team that scored fewer is the Giants. They've scored 4. So, you would expect a low-scoring game, which is probably why it'll be a 9-8, crazy one tonight. That's what baseball always does. I will say this, just in my own personal frustration, Tony, because this is what happens every April at Petco Park, and it's not even April yet. Balls are dying on the warning track. It's so hard to score here at this time of year. We've seen it since the park opened. Not like it just started happening. This has been doing every Padre team for 20 years. And at just one time, it would be great if you could look at the stats today and just see the Washington Nationals have already scored 31 runs. So have the Brewers. The Angels have already hit 10 home runs. It just would be nice to be up there one time. So I have a little frustration, but this is what I've come to expect early in the season when you're playing at Petco Park. So find a way to win the game tonight. Get out of town with a win tomorrow. And, things will, you're going to go to Fenway Park and play in snow. But other than that, hopefully you'll start hitting here. I think they will. They're better than this, Tony, right? We know that. Come on.
I think so. Only time will tell. Scrap, you got anything? You've been going quiet.
Yeah, it's just more so that I have been conditioned to not panic after 5 games. Now, I'm with Chris a little bit. Actually, a lot of it on the thing where I want to see the Padres hitting 10 home runs.
Yeah, right.
I want to see the top of the list. I want to see.
Nice for it to be us one time.
Yeah, I want to see them score. The Rockies scored 14 runs yesterday against the Blue Jays. I want to see the Padres score 14 runs.
And on the road, too. The Rockies did that.
But I know we have a long way to go.
You guys should root for the Nationals and the Rockies then.
That's what we're going to do. We're you know what, Tony? We're giving up our allegiance and going right over to the Nationals and the Rockies.
Whoever's going to score the runs and hit the homers, that's who you should.
Yeah. No, it's look, I mean, I'm sure that, every fan is probably, calling up their favorite limo service and, sending one to pick up Steven Souza Jr. and take him as far away from the team as possible. And, people, it's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
The lineup came out. Let me read you some of the responses to the lineup, just so you guys can get a little handle on what's going on here.
Oh, okay.
Let me see what the lineup is for you.
Yeah, okay, here's the lineup. Hold on.
Give me some. There we go. Gotta have it.
You can go ahead and read the comments. I just want to have the
I want to hear it too, and then we'll get the
here's the lineup. Jake leading off, playing second. Fernando batting second, playing right field. Manny playing third, batting third. Merrill cleaning up at center field. Bogey, shortstop, fifth. DH, Andujar, sixth. Sheets, first base, seventh. Castellanos, left field, eighth. Fermin, ninth. For Marquez.
All right, so the guy sitting out today is Lauriano, and people aren't happy about that because he's the one guy that's had a few hits.
It is a little curious, but guys need days off too. Anyway,
just throwing
here's
that
the first.
Be feeding into this stuff.
Here's the first one.
Seems a little curious, but guys need a day off too.
I did sound like that a little bit. That was pretty good, Tony. First comment. Please let them know the objective of the game is to score more runs than the other team. Let's see. Hey, here's a crazy idea. Let's win. Another one. I love that our best hitter hits either seventh or sits on the bench. We given the one guy who's producing a rest day 4 games in. They also put Tiger's mugshot with a Padres hat on it, which was kind of hilarious. Someone else said, hey, guys, I mean this in the nicest way possible, but please stop bleeping around. Start hitting the ball. We're going to have a discussion about Steven Souza.
Yeah, I knew his name would be coming up soon.
Stammen is definitely taking lineup advice from Schultz. So these are just a small sample.
He's not even here. He's catching strays.
He is catching strays.
Yeah, Stammen's getting compared to him already. That's tough for Stammen. It's 1-3. That's all it took. I know we were sitting here before the season, with a new manager and a couple of new things saying, I hope they don't start, 10-14 or, when we get the first month of the season and we're scuffling a little, people are going to start getting impatient. I didn't think after 1-3.
1-3.
That would be that.
I did.
Huh?
You did?
Yeah, I think it also comes after a game where you're playing a team that is kind of the joke of baseball heading into the game, with the Giants only scoring a run. So it leads you to believe you should be beating this team. but it still is baseball. They still are major leaguers. So
why don't we talk about what's really important?
Tony, I was trying to come back to the middle.
Well, what I'm trying to say here is none of what we're talking about is even important.
It's not important at all.
The most important thing that happened last night was Walker Bueller and him getting out there and, what we thought of his performance. And, I think there was some good. There was some not so good. I didn't like the fact that he got beat by the 7, 8, 9 hitters in the Giant lineup. But, he looked okay the first time through. I think it's a good step in the right direction. And I think if you get 5 or 6 innings and 3 runs like that from Walker Bueller going forward, you're going to be happy with that. I think that's, what we want to see. I hope we get something like that from Marquez tonight. And that's what's really important right now. Look, this team is we're not going to be the 27 Yankees. We're not even going to be the 03 Rockies or whatever you want to say hitting wise. We're never going to be a team like this, but especially playing in this ballpark, but they're not going to hit 181 either. So it's silly really to continue along this line of thinking, frankly.
Yeah.
There. Stop it.
I don't know that I buy that, this stadium is like such a, in terms of power. Yes, this is notorious in terms of homers and things of that nature. But you can still hit in this ballpark. 2 years ago, this team had one of the better offenses in the league in this ballpark. It wasn't necessarily slug happy. It's about the dudes in the lineup. When they hit, when they play at their potential, it doesn't matter what stadium they're in. It's 4 games. So yes, you can make a great argument that no one has played to their potential in the first 4 games, and that's what it's looked like. Whether it's at Petco, whether it's at what's the Dodger Stadium's new spot? What's the field's name?
Uniqlo Field at Dodger Stadium.
It's Uniqlo Field at Dodger Stadium.
Uniqlo.
What is that?
It's a clothing company.
Awesome. Yeah.
Ultimately, it boils down to those guys.
Absolutely. They got to start, scoring do some things. If you don't hit, the rest of it goes out the window.
I think they will hit. So it's just a matter of time.
All right. By the way, if you're wondering, and Ramon Lauriano's not playing tonight or not starting, he's had 9 appearances against Logan Webb in his career. He's 0-for-7. Maybe that had something to do with it.
I wanted to ask a question on the other side. I want to ask a question about that on the other side.
No, just ask it on the other side. There you go. More Gwynn and Chris.
Enjoy more ways to save at Ralph's, like low prices.
the ledge. 2:18 is the time. Padres are tied for second place in the National League West. We are broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. And we're getting rolling here. I got a couple of things that I want to get to, but
I got one thing I want to get to, too, when you get done.
All right.
We have to finish with what I was going to do, remember?
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Because we teased it.
You waved your finger at me.
Yes.
Sorry, Matumbo. What do you want?
No. I was just going to ask.
Gravy, what was that voice?
That was Dikembe Mutombo.
I don't think so.
Was it?
No.
In the commercial, he goes, no.
Yeah, just like
that.
Like
the Cookie Monster. I don't know.
Sounded very Cookie Monster.
All right. Before the break, we teased. I was going to ask this question because we were talking about sample sizes. Does 7 at-bats really give you a sample size for Lauriano facing Logan Webb?
Okay, let me ask you this question.
Okay.
If the choice is Nick Castellanos or Ramon Lauriano, and Ramon Lauriano's gone 0 for 7 against them in recent at-bats, and Nick has had better.
Nick Castellanos is 4 for 7 with a home run against him. Who would you choose?
I mean, I would choose, in that case, Nick Castellanos.
Well, that's what they chose. So, wait, what? The end of story.
That's
my question. My question, I wasn't criticizing them. I was saying, like...
Well, we're explaining to the people out there that are...
you were criticizing anybody.
We're explaining to the people out there that are on a ledge today because Ramon Lauriano's not in the lineup tonight, and people are saying he's the only guy who can hit, and what are we taking him out for? At least there's an answer. If you don't like it, that's your business, not you, but anyone out there. Castellanos is 4 for 7 with a homer. Andujar is 3 for 7. Laureano's 0 for 7. They went with Andujar and Castellanos tonight. I assume that's the reason why.
And you do that when it's early, right? Because it might have factored differently had Ramon had the 3 hits 2 days ago and maybe got a couple more last night. Maybe he factors that in, but the fact that he went over 2 with a walk, 2 punchies, he was like, all right, I'm going to weigh a little bit of the past. Now, your question was, does it really matter? If the at-bats had been like 8 years ago and he hadn't faced them in a long time,
okay,
that'd be different. But these are all recent ABs against Webb, and Lauriano faced him last year when he was a Padre. And so, I think that weighs into ultimately, I shouldn't say it's not the complete picture, but it's a part of the picture and how they figure that out.
A couple of more notes just to throw in, and then we'll get back to this game at the lineup tonight. Look, Jackson Merrill is 9 for 13 against Logan Webb. That's a .692 average. That's impressive, by the way. Gavin Sheets is 7 for 14. There's some pretty good numbers in this lineup against Logan Webb. Hopefully that will come to bear tonight, and they'll make him pay a little bit and put some runs on the board.
Chris, just to point, go back to that a little bit, right? I mean, Jackson has hit the homer yesterday, had a rough day the game before, like, so you're like constantly like weighing present, what's happening now, how they look now versus a little bit of the history and what they've done in the past. It's kind of a balancing act, if you will.
Yeah.
6-7.
Well, let's hope it works tonight. But okay, I want to get away from the Padres for a minute because today was a day that almost changed my life, guys.
I think I know where he's going with this.
A half a foot of green putting turf kept my life from changing today. Par 3, 130-something yards.
What club you hit?
8-iron. Bounced.
Need to get into that gym.
Yeah, no, I don't hit my clubs very far, but that's fine if you want to make fun of me because it doesn't matter. The ball bounced. The divot was maybe 4 feet to the left of the pin, and the ball rolled to the right, and it stopped right behind the pin from where we were teeing off. So it looked for the briefest of moments like it actually disappeared into the hole.
Did you go up to the green thinking it was in?
No, we didn't. We knew it wasn't, but for half a second I had a heart attack. Yeah, but yeah, when we got up there, I mean, it was honestly on the lip of the cup. It was less than a half a foot. So the closest I've ever come to a hole in one.
That's pretty good.
That would have been a life-changing moment right there, right? Just to get one
totally,
of those. Yeah,
totally.
so.
I've never had one, and I've been where Chris is, where you're watching it and you're tracking it and you're thinking, oh my God, it's finally going to happen, and then it misses.
I got nervous. I didn't know.
Nervous?
Yeah, I didn't know what to do. Was I going to, have to buy drinks for everybody or what? So
you do actually.
His pocketbook.
Yeah, I was worried. Yeah, I was worried about telling Lori that I needed to purchase 37 martini or 37. What do you morning? What's that stuff on the Sundays you have? Mimosas, yes.
I didn't know where you were at.
It's like an orange juice and the champagne. Yeah, it was morning. It was 9 a.m. I'm not going to be buying a.
Oh, mimosas are good any time of day.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, it was close, so I was
not that you know.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah. That was an almost exciting, memorable moment today. So
Steve says, "Did you 3-putt?"
Yeah, it's fair. It's a fair question, Steve. It's a fair question.
You birdied, right?
I did. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not going to argue, but it is a fair.
I don't care if you did. If you did, you should have lied your face off.
Oh, I would have never told anybody I did a 3-putt from there. But no, you couldn't miss from where my ball was. So anyway, the rest of the day was not a great day, but that took the cake there. So there's another thing that's happening right now, guys. So interesting that Big Frank is actually hanging out in studio with us. I guess Italy is on the verge of missing qualifying for the World Cup again.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe who's watching it near me.
Dave Marcus, right?
Dave Marcus.
Yeah.
Yes,
So this is the third consecutive, according to Frank. I don't have my soccer facts, but Frank says this will be the third straight World Cup that Italy, one of the greatest soccer countries in the world, misses the actual World Cup.
Why can't they get their stuff together?
I don't know. They're going into penalty kicks, Frank. And if they lose the penalty kicks here, they're out. Is that where it comes down? Well, or did they lose? Yes. Oh, no, this is highlights of something else.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got but they're playing Bosnia,
Herzegovina?
Yeah, that one. So good luck to Italy in the penalty kicks. If you're an Italian soccer fan, like your whole world is coming down to like 5 penalty kicks, which are going to happen here any minute. So Frank's in the studio. He's gathered around. It's a big deal. So we'll tell you how that turns out. And we should just mention one more thing, and then we got another segment. We can do some Padre baseball and go through everything.
I got one thing before we go to break.
Yes, please.
No, go ahead. Finish.
What I was going to say is it's for those fans who've asked us, probably been writing in, they wondered, they remember the round table is returning on Thursday morning at 9 a.m. It used to be at 10 a.m. So make the note, it's at 9 a.m., not 10 a.m. And it is no longer the round table. And, I'm going to throw them under the bus a little bit.
No, don't do that.
Why not?
I'm going to put a stop to you throwing a sponsor under the bus.
They're not a sponsor.
Right, I know, but they could be potentially a sponsor in the future.
Yeah, come on, man. You got to chill on that.
Me or
yes,
him?
You.
Yeah. No, you, Chris.
Okay,
right, I'll chill on
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying. All right, I'm not
Let's
going to
just celebrate the good thing that happened.
We are. Epic Wings is going to be the new sponsor of the Roundtable. So it's going to be now called the Epic.
Right here.
It's now going to be called the Epic Roundtable.
Yeah.
Starting Thursday.
Chris was about to go in. Oh my gosh. Real quick, I got a text from our midday show. Braden Soprenit sent me a text.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
And it said, and I'm gonna give the person, it was on the chat. It was, for whatever reason, he said at Steve Owens 3155. He says Tony Jr. hates the fans most of all. Ooh, what in the hell is this dude talking about?
I saw that earlier. Braden said
just
it to me
randomly, Tony hates the fans.
You hate the fans.
I would challenge anybody to come here before a game and see how much I hate the fans.
I think this person. Sorry.
I think that some of our fans' take is completely sideways. I will say that, but I don't hate it. I don't hate anybody. So there's that.
So I need to chill out on just stomping all over everybody with my I think. Now I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I think what people are confusing is that Tony thinks of baseball one way, and just because he disagrees with you doesn't mean that he hates the fans or thinks you're stupid. He just disagrees with you. I think that's what's being confused a little bit.
There's that.
I'm not a fan of being told how I feel about everybody when what is being told me is 100% wrong.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what is happening in this particular situation. Tony, I get it often from people who say, Chris Ello is the unhappiest person I've ever seen. He never smiles. If you want to get me mad, say that. Because I hear it often. And I've told Scraby, I've said, remind me just to look in the camera now and again, and for the hell of it, smile.
Smile, Chris.
But look, I'm not the Joker in Batman. I'm not just going to walk around like that. Anyway, Tony, I know where you're coming from.
Not the Joker.
Yeah. I don't walk around with I don't. That's true. But that doesn't mean I'm not happy. And I get told that too often.
Just a quick kind of just observation. This is why our show works well, right? It's because I don't have the perspective. I didn't have the luxury really since I was 16, 17 to be a fan in the game. Once I started playing professionally, I just see the game from a different perspective. And I'm actually here every single day. And so it's just my viewpoint is different. It doesn't mean that, and I vehemently disagree a lot of times with the takes out there, but it doesn't mean I hate anybody.
It also is absolutely 100%, Tony. When I go in on something and I'm giving one of my, Scraby can't control me harangues, it doesn't mean that I'm unhappy.
Right.
I'm just making a comment or a statement or pointing something out, and people don't always get that. So I'm glad we had this moment together. Italy and Bosnia, how do you pronounce it?
Herzegovina.
Yep, they're underway in the penalty kicks. Italy scored.
Italy missed their first one.
Or missed.
They missed.
He not only missed, he shot it 30 yards over the bar. Are you kidding me?
Hey, you know what? I can't imagine I watched one of these at the high school level. Ooh, he almost missed his, but he got it.
Bosnia.
I watched one of these at the high school level. I can't imagine. That's a lot of heat on you right there, man.
Well, the first Italian guy cracked because he didn't come close.
They're down 2-1 right now, or 2-0 right
2-0
now.
in the penalty kicks because the one Italy guy missed. All right, we'll tell you how that turns out when we come back. Gwynn and Chris resumes.
The biggest guests in San Diego sports talk appear on 97.3.
All right, it's time for the Beaver Nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have 100. They went to one with 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the Beaver Nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name Beaver Nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was just saying it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth. But if you've ever had a what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Fryer says, "Are they cheesy?" No, they're not cheesy at all. Actually, they're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it, with dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home. It's just gonna be a bunch of beaver nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the beaver nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the beaver nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name Beaver Nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was going to say it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth. But if you've ever had a what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Fryer says, "Are they cheesy?" No, they're not cheesy at all. Actually, they're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it, with dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something. Most likely. I mean, it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home. It's just gonna be a bunch of beaver nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the beaver nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot.
Gwynn and Chris, we've been in the break creating. We got some stuff lined up for you guys coming up in weeks to come. Can't wait.
Oh yeah, we came up with a couple of new segment ideas.
New segment ideas.
Yeah.
We got y'all covered. Always thinking out for y'all. Indeed, Padres back in action here tonight. Herman Marquez towing the rubber for the Pods. Logan Webb on the rubber for the Gigantes. Man, where you guys want to go here? I mean, I don't want to go. By the way, Italy just didn't qualify for the third straight World Cup. That I'm sure that is not sitting well at all.
Well, you were there in Little Italy the other night, Tony. I imagined an entire region.
Jesse brings up a great point. Maybe it's the baseball country now. You know what I'm saying? They went out and WBC'd it.
They got
Soccer
to the finals
ain't been in the World Cup.
Boy, that's hard to believe that Italy could miss the World Cup 3 times in a row. you would think they're just one of those like automatics, and then Bosnia, Herzegovina, they get in now and again or whatever. But that's crazy. They got to the penalty kicks, and the penalty kicks was a joke.
Yeah.
Italy missed 2 of them, and Bosnia, Herzegovina made 4 for 5 or 4 for 4, right? They didn't miss any.
They didn't even get to the 5th.
Yeah, they didn't even get to the 5th guy. So, yeah, Italy goes home. The Italian goalkeeper was not pleased. He was looking for a piece of the Bosnia-Herzegovina goalkeeper after it was over, and
he was.
They had to step into his way. But, that's a bitter pill for Italian sports fans. I can only imagine, honestly, because I don't have that same, gene to root for my country in soccer. The U.S. has never really – I root for the United States, don't get me wrong, but we've never been to that level where we could be competing to win a World Cup. We talk about it and have talked about it for 50 years, but we've never really been there in that situation. So
it didn't go well last week when we faced Belgium. It was a beatdown.
Yes.
They're facing Portugal here tonight at 4 or 3 our time, I think. So I don't know how that one's going to go either.
Yeah, I'm still trying to, just get behind my SDFC guys. So I'm still trying to, learn how to be a good SDFC fan. So that's my soccer knowledge is growing, but limited.
Hey, at least it's growing.
Do you like let me ask somebody who's out there who's a crazy soccer fan, like it means everything to you. I know maybe there's no other way. But after you play for 200 minutes or whatever these guys play, lining up to make 5 kicks from 10 yards in front of the goal, I just think is the worst way ever to decide something.
I think soccer people would tell you that PKs are like the worst way to end the game. I think that's a universal thought, but it also is what it is. That's how they do it.
That's
sometimes
how you've always done it, right?
Sometimes it's a golden goal, depending on.
I've heard a few different ways. But one of the ways I've heard that I think would be kind of fun for us, the viewer, is that you play the whatever it is, 15, 20 extra minutes, and then you start taking one guy off each team, like every 5 minutes.
Like a power play?
Well, yeah, it just opens up the field more.
No,
right?
yeah, instead of having 10,
instead
of
10 on 10, you have 9 on 9, and after 10 more minutes of that, you get 8 on 8. Eventually, somebody's going to score.
I mean, the
NHL has done something similar in its overtime by going 3 on 3, and what happens is most NHL games are now decided with a goal rather than going to the shootout. I think it's more pleasing to the fan.
I think it's more pleasing to the American fan.
Right. You're right, Tony. You're right.
And so for soccer, I mean, considering it's the biggest global sport that we have.
Right. So they're not going to listen to the Americans.
Yeah, our opinion may not factor into
you
this
stupid Americans. We're going to just do our penalty kicks and you just leave it there. So, but
indeed.
Yeah, it's always been the way they've done it. So.
Did you see your boy get called for the push off here the other day?
Happiest moment of my life.
SGA we're talking about?
Happiest moment of my life. I'm glad you brought it up, Tony.
Immediately when I heard the whistle blows. Oh,
well, first of all, and it was really funny too because they showed it on wherever they showed it, ESPN last night or something, and the commentators immediately criticized the refs. Like, I can't believe they called that in that situation. And it was crazy, right? Because it was tied up with like 3 seconds to go, and he hit the shot. He hit the shot.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
so they would have won the game, and the refs were just like, "Oh, you can't decide a game like that." But man, he finally got called for a push-off. He straightened his arm.
Yeah, that's what got him.
That's what got him. He totally. It needed to be called in a sense, but even I would say, Tony, that in watching him play and everybody else who, wards a guy off with their arm, that did seem like a really strange time to call it. I mean, you let it go all the rest of the time. So now you're going to whistle it,
I think when he got it, as opposed to having that bent arm, kind of using it that way.
Right.
Once he extended, it just made it an easier call for
the
referees, because at least when it's bended, sometimes it's hard to tell if you're actually
pushing or
using it. Yeah. And so once it extend, even if you're not, the extension itself, like they slowed it down, And in a still shot, it looks like he has his hand on his shoulder.
It did.
And is like stiff arming him.
Yeah, his elbow was locked. SGA's elbow was locked. So that's how it looked like he was doing the Heisman Trophy pose almost, keeping the guy away. Look, the NBA has to make a decision. I don't think this is wrong to say. And I get where the players, the fans, people who love the league, like I think you do, Tony, are coming from. And I've always felt like a player like a Jordan, a player like a Barkley, a player like you name it, Doncic or LeBron or SGA even, when they come down the lane and they make a move and they bump into a couple of guys, but they slam the ball down and make an incredible thing. You can't be waving that stuff off because that's what we want to see. But do we want to see on the perimeter guys pushing off to get an open look? And I don't know, we've talked about this. They want higher scoring. They don't put any rules in to benefit the defense. You're not allowed to touch anybody out there. But could the NBA be doing too much in favor of the offense?
I think they're on the verge of having it self-correct.
Okay.
Because I actually was listening to Richard Jefferson talk about this the other day. He was going off, really, it was about how much the NBA has he used the word coddle, but he was just saying they've made it so easy for these guys in every sense of the word. And one of the ways they were talking about was traveling, how it's called different in the NBA than it's called everywhere else. And that is obviously for the benefit of what you're saying, is so that we can get more of those plays. But is it at the detriment of the league overall? And so you just get the sense listening to not David Stern, because David Stern, but rest his soul,
Silver,
Adam Silver.
Yeah.
You just get the sense that he is starting to sense that they got to kind of reel it back.
He's got to be hearing it, even if it's not. I mean, because I hear it on the Twitter. I see it on the Twitter thing, and you guys have already explained to me because I watched one Twitter video of LeBron, taking a dive on the floor. Now I get all the LeBron videos, so I get that I'm getting a skewed version of what's happening out there. But I do think people who really watch and love the league are starting to say it's too much. They're getting away with too much. And you got to bring it back a little bit.
I think you're going to have to let the defenders start to do something. They just can't put their arm on them or something. It just seems like it's too much. We want freedom of movement, but they're being given a little bit more than just freedom of movement, it seems like.
I think they are too, and we'll see where that goes. But the NBA playoffs are starting to come up, and everybody's going to say they don't like whatever the NBA. I can't wait for the playoffs. I think it's going to be great this year. I look at the West. I think the Lakers, have really been great. And I've been, I've heard it all. They can't guard anybody. They don't guard anybody. They don't care.
They won't guard anybody.
But you know what? They're playing pretty exciting basketball. And I it'll be interesting to see, at the playoff level of whether it's, be able to be good enough. You've still got Luka, who is, I'm sorry out there, he's worth the price of watching the game himself. His ability to shoot, and then if you double him, pass, is as good as anyone I've ever seen. So I can't wait to watch him, and I can't wait to watch, San Antonio, which had the number of Oklahoma City all year. I think that's going to be fun.
How about the Hawks?
And on the East,
rolling. There's a bunch of teams that are coming out of nowhere in the
East. You don't know where it's going to go, but I've said this all along, man. The Hawks made the smartest move they ever could have made by, moving on from Trae Young. The guy is a highlight reel and scoring points, but he's not a winner. And the Hawks have become winners since they traded him. I don't know. The Hawks.
I know that sucks. Like, as the player that gets traded and the team starts winning, like, because it can have nothing to do with you not being there, but that is going to be how it looks, considering
that's going to be the memo that everybody gets. Oh yeah, as soon as they got rid of him, they started winning.
Real quick. We talked a little bit about it yesterday, Dan Hurley. And I don't know if you guys have seen the kind of back and forth, because everybody saw that picture of him, what looks like he's headbutting the official.
Yes.
Only to hear from the official that he didn't view it the way that
the official didn't even know what people were talking about. Yeah.
This is the part that is scary about social media and how we interpret it. Because I watched the same thing everybody else, and I was like, "Ooh, that looks weird." He's like,
Yeah, what's
putting
going
his head
on
an
here? Yeah,
official.
and it's Dan Hurley of all people, so
And
you
the
wonder.
fact
Yeah,
exactly. But then you hear the referee talk about it. He's like, he said something to me, I said something back, and he didn't even mention the headbutting part.
yeah. And I will say this as an official. I mean, when that kid made that shot, if you're walking, crossing paths with Dan Hurley, it is very. Plus, Roger Ayers is one of the most well-respected officials. We're not talking about Angel Hernandez here. We're talking about a guy who everyone thinks is one of the greatest officials in the game. And look, I could see Dan Hurley going to me as an official, wow, and me going back to him going, wow. I mean, it's a reaction.
Right,
the guy just did something incredible, and they won the game. You're a human being. And I just think that's all that was. And me as critical, I hate, dislike Dan Hurley as much as the next guy, but
yeah,
there was nothing there. And they tried to make a big deal out of that. No, right.
I have to roll out. I have a meeting to attend to.
Our group,
fancy.
somebody tell the Padres they're cutting into our time
what the
here.
heck?
They're taking you to meetings. But
The first thing I thought was, don't the Padres know that Tony has a show?
well, I
he's
think what
doing?
they got to do is clear it with you next time, Scraby. And,
Oh, the answer is no.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Anyway,
The
look,
answer is no.
we'll save room for you because we have a fantabulous game show to play a little bit, Tony. So go, do your meeting, and we'll catch you back here when you return.
All
Okay.
right.
All right, sir. There he goes. We but after that, I wanted to look real quick. Well, a couple of things. The NCAA Women's Final Four was set last night with South Carolina beating TCU and Texas overwhelming Michigan. And, I'm such a fan of women's basketball and women's sports in general. And I, cover these kids and I work in the whole thing. But I don't know what the women's game can do about this, Scraby. But I looked at this, and here are the numbers for the Final Four teams in the women's bracket. UCLA won its 4 games so far in the tournament by an average of 27 points a game. UConn won its 4 games by an average of 32.5 points per game. Texas has won its 4 games by an average of 35.5 points per game. South Carolina won its 4 games to get to the Final Four by an average of 40.3 points per game. I don't think that's good for your sport. I just don't. I don't know how you spread the talent around. I don't know how you tell South Carolina and UConn and Texas and UCLA to not be so good. But that just can't be good when you're having that kind of domination. And I just want I want the women's, I know the women's March Madness, never going to be the men's March Madness. That's been built up over decades. But I love the women's game and what Caitlin Clark and some of these kids have brought to it. And I think more people are watching it than ever before. But you like to tune into a game that's a contest, don't you?
Yeah.
I've
been saying this the whole time.
I know. And I don't know quite, what they can do. You can tell UConn to stop recruiting all the best players. I mean, what do you do?
These
teams
first off change the tournament because the Aztecs should have been in the tournament. Just pure and simple. Should have been in the tournament
for their
over
season going 27-5. They probably should have been.
That's an issue because the fact that you have to win the Mountain West tournament to get in, and that's the only way, is ridiculous because there's other teams out there that do not deserve this.
Well, it goes right with the men's tournament where you're taking the 11th place team from the ACC and saying they're better.
They're not.
But maybe they are. I don't know. I don't know. I just know that women's basketball at the college level is better than it's ever been. Women's sports in general. You kids that are playing it, you kids that are looking up to these athletes that are playing it, you parents that have daughters that are playing and learning, it is so much better than it's ever been. I say this all the time. If you haven't been to an Aztec women's basketball game or a women's soccer match or the wave or whatever it is, if you haven't been to this stuff in a long time because you said to yourself, well, I saw it and, it was a certain level and I'm okay with that. It's not at that level anymore. It's way above that. And so these athletes and these coaches and the conditioning, the trainer and everything, it's so much better. So I really love that. And I want to see women's sports flourish. I do. And I want to see because I think the women's NCAA could be a big deal. And now that you're down to these 4 teams, maybe there'll be, some peak interest because it's kind of heavyweight versus heavyweight.
It's boring though. One versus one versus one versus one.
Right.
And this is the second year. I saw this on the news this morning. And they were like celebrating how cool this was. And I'm like, it's not cool. I want to see someone else.
You want to see a Cinderella, at least
not even a Cinderella.
7.
Just
I know.
Have the fact that 2 years in a row, all 4 1 seeds made the Final Four tells me that's broken.
Well, look, the men all 4 1 seeds made it last year.
But they didn't do it this year.
And it didn't happen. It doesn't usually happen. Look, it's hard to argue. When you see 4 teams reach the Final Four and they're playing other tournament teams and winning by 30 or 40 points, I'm not saying that. How can you say it's broken in the sense, what do you want them to do? These teams are trying to be as good as they can be, and they are. But how do you get other teams to this level? I don't know.
Should I suggest something?
Sure.
Honestly, I think women's basketball needs a
got.
salary cap.
College women's basketball?
Yeah.
Oh, so NIL salary cap for women?
Because there are only 4 schools that are going to give you the most money. I mean, they have to do something to limit these 4 schools from getting every good player in the country. It
wasn't the same 4 schools last year, right?
Well, it was number 1 seeds.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it. I don't want to call this a problem, but it's something that needs to be looked at.
It's
because I just want more excitement and I want more people involved in it. And you're right, Scraby, with these 4 teams being so dominant, their fan bases are having a great time.
No one else.
But what about anybody else's? All right, we'll take the Daily Gambit when we come back. More Gwynn and Chris ahead, and then Tony returns for a fantabulous sports game show.
Woods getting up early.
So last night, the bus was to leave for the airport at 8 p.m. And Tony, you know this. Everybody knows this. If you're hooked up with anything like this, as Pete Carroll used to say, on time means you're late.
Right.
So Amy's the young lady who handles all the travel and puts together the itinerary. So we're just about ready to leave.
TJ Lacita.
She stands up as the bus is kind of rumbling to life. And she goes, okay, everybody get your passports out. I want to make sure nobody leaves without their passport. Because, again, you are talking to college kids here, and you don't want
college
them
kids, huh?
That's who she thought she was talking to.
She thought she. So I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking to my head, like, you don't need a passport for this trip. I didn't even bring one. We're just going to the Bahamas. And so, yeah.
That was your thought process? The Bahamas are an international flight, I believe.
This is almost equal to the fact that North Dakota borders Canada.
I think it does equal that, Scrape.
Actually, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, I forgot about it too, buddy.
Right. So for whatever reason, I did not bring my passport. I'm sitting there, and I'm like, my stomach, you have your sinking feeling. And I'm like, what? Never do that. Yeah, thank you. And I was like, oh no, I don't have my passport. Here's my second thought, guys. If I just quietly call Lori, because the flight wasn't until 10 o'clock. You got some extra time. So I said, if I call Lori and just have her bring my passport down to the airport, I'll be able to get away with this without everybody knowing that I blew it. Because that isn't a factor here. You don't want to be embarrassed. So she's in the back checking the players, passport situation out. And I'm having this argument with myself. Oh no, what do I do? And so my first thing is I'll call Lori and I'll just say, hey, can you, I blew it. I forgot my passport. Can you meet me down at the airport? And then I thought, we live 25 minutes from the airport. Lori is not going to be happy.
Nope.
Getting my passport and driving it down there.
Because the airport is really easy to access these days.
And never easy to access, exactly. So I had a quick discussion with myself, and it was either A, it's time for me to embarrass myself in front of the team, or I'm going to have to ask Lori to drive to the airport. I chose the first one. So I said, oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot my passport. I don't have it. And Stacey Terry Hudson looked at me and like, what? Like you? I mean, she wasn't mean about it. She was just like so surprised. And as I was, and everybody's like, what are you going to do? And I said, well, I live, literally 10 minutes from the school. And I said, I'm going to call Lori right now. Is there any way we can just hold up for 10 minutes?
What?
That's all. It was either that or make Lori drive down, Scrape. You got to understand my options here. They're very limited.
I get it, but I think your mistake means that
you have
to
do the hard one.
Yeah, you have to deal with the hard part.
I agree. Well, this didn't turn out a whole lot better. Amy, it's her first year on the job, but she's a very nice gal, so I don't have any really, I don't have any cachet with her yet. And she's like looking at her watch, looking at Coach Stacey Terry. She's like, 10 minutes, because that can be a little...
That's stressful.
Well,
it's stressful. And she doesn't care. Her job is to get everybody on that damn plane.
Right. And a lot of times what we don't know, the traveling party doesn't know, is they've already like called ahead and talked. They have a travel agent that's going to kind of expedite the process a little bit. And if they mess up that contact, then everybody's messed up.
So everything is thrown asunder if you got to wait 10 minutes. And but I'm on the phone with Lori, and Lori's like, well, I'm not going to the airport. There's no way. She's like, you tell them that I'll be there in 10 minutes.
You tell them.
And I will give Lori a lot of credit. She, while this discussion was going on, found the passport and was already in the car.
Whoa.
So I give her a ton of credit. She didn't wait for... Okay, go get the passport and hurry up.
Because she knew she wasn't going to the airport. So
she knew she wasn't going to the airport. Exactly, Tony.
She's like, I'm in the car.
She did. She said, I'm in the car. So I told, Amy, and I got Lori on the phone. I'm telling Amy and Coach, I'm like, she's on her way. And I said, I drive this all the time. It really is 10 minutes. And they're like, all right, 10 minutes. So last night, the bus was to leave for the airport at 8 p.m., and Tony, you know this. Everybody knows this. If you're hooked up with anything like this, as Pete Carroll used to say, on time means you're late.
Right.
So Amy's the young lady who handles all the travel and puts together the itinerary. So we're just about ready to leave.
TJ Lacita.
She stands up as the bus is kind of rumbling to life. And she goes, okay, everybody get your passports out. I want to make sure nobody leaves without their passport, because again, you are talking to college kids here, and you don't want
college kids,
that's what.
Right.
Tony Gwynn Jr. down at Petco Park. Padres have snuck him away from us for a meeting. Tony will be back shortly. In fact, I believe he'll be back in time to face you, Scraby, at the bottom of the hour in another edition of Chris's Fantabulous Sports Game Show. Get the word out to Adam Klug's young son. He loves that game.
Yes.
I think other people like it too. I hope you do. We'll be playing it at the bottom of the hour. A little later in the show, we got a big five and all the rest of that stuff. And we're going up until about 5:30. And at 5:30 today, we'll have our new segment, Scraby and I's Hit to Pick. Until we come up with a better name. Yeah, until we come up with a better name. We don't want to do pick to click. But what we're doing is we're taking a player that gets a hit in tonight's Padre game.
Yes.
It can be either a Padre or the other team, in this case, obviously the Giants. And we're going to try to see which one of us can build the longest streak of success. For example, last night, Scraby's hit to pick was Xander. And he got a hit in his first at bat.
It was a great feeling.
And Scraby's advanced. He's got a one streak. I went with my guy, and he let me down. Luis Arraez, 0-for last night. Didn't look great either.
Did you see the ball that he hit on the ground? that was
bounced. It was almost on the ground when he swung.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, I didn't get that too much. But anyway, Arraez, 0-for, so I do not have a streak. I have a zip, and you have a 1. And we'll do our hit to pick a little bit later in the show today. All right, let's get to today's. Well, before we get to it, Scrabe, you've handed me a sheet. And in this sheet, you like me to say things, including stuff like this. As Pittsburgh prepares to welcome the nation to the unofficial beginning of football season, that's right, the draft is in the Steel City this year. The city's kickoff celebration will begin with an unforgettable invite-only night of music. So we want all of you to go to odyssey.com/the night before. I assume that means the event's taking place the night before the draft. And you can enter to win your chance to win a trip to see Jason Aldean, John Morgan, and Shane Prophet that I assume they're performing in Pittsburgh.
Yes,
and before you tell me out there who wants to go to Pittsburgh, I remind everybody that ever has asked. Coolest looking downtown in the United States of America, Pittsburgh.
It is quite nice.
Believe it.
I said the same thing when I lived in Cincinnati. I said, we're going to Pittsburgh for the weekend. I'm like, why?
What? I know.
And then I get there and I'm like, wow, this place is
Pittsburgh
great.
looks incredible. The little downtown area that's right by the ballpark. If you ever go to the ballpark, but Pittsburgh.
Yes. I actually went to where
there.
the Steelers played because Cincinnati was playing Pitt.
And the Steelers are next door to the baseball.
Yes. And there's a great casino that you can buy. Like at the time, it was a $10 wristband to go use the restrooms.
Wait, what?
The casino hooked onto the tailgate lot of the stadium. You
Okay.
could buy a bathroom wristband, which
Really?
is great. Instead of going to the porta potties, you could go to the
For $10, you could go in the casino and use their
and
facilities.
use the bathroom.
Speaking of that, Anthony Edwards last night apparently was using the facilities and didn't make the beginning of the Minnesota basketball game.
That is true.
Classic moment in Ant-Man history. All right, let's get to the gambit here.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo!
If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in The Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. We're going to start with the Giants and the Padres last night. Giants were actually favored in this game, and apparently odds makers knew something because the Giants won. But however, Jackson Merrill's 2 out, was it 2 outs?
Yeah.
2 out home run last night put them within the spread.
Within a run.
So the Padres win the bet.
Giants were
win the game.
favored by 1.5. Imagine the crowd erupting somewhere, wherever people had money on this game.
Yep.
Jackson Merrill's home run did not help the Padres win the game, but it helped everybody who bet on him win their bet.
It really did.
Crazy. Good job, Jackson.
And it also made me think for a second the Padres are going to win that game, but then,
Xander had the one shot,
Didn't
one
work
hopper to short.
Didn't
Game
work
over.
out. Walker Bueller over under 3.5 strikeouts. We both went over. He had 3.
Yeah.
He had 2 going into the third inning. I'm like, he's going to get 1 an inning. It's going to be great. And he
Didn't make it.
Dodgers minus 1.5 against Cleveland. We went with the Guardians. Cleveland won this game outright, 4-2.
Guards with a win over Roki Sasaki, who was also on our list of wagers.
Over under 7.5 hits plus walks plus earned runs. We both went over. He was under. He had 4 plus 2 plus 1 is. Wait, no, we tied. I don't know what I'm saying here.
Well, the number
actually,
was,
I
the
just
number
got
was
signed out of my document for no reason.
Oh, the number was 7.5, so he could not have tied. And he finished with 7, so he was under. We lost.
Okay.
On that one.
I'm
Although
back
Sasaki, once again, did not look great, to be honest. I mean, I'm just being, he was wild.
No,
he was all over the map. He only gave up 1 earned run, but he was in constant trouble.
Oh, yeah, he was definitely wild.
It's not going his way yet. That's just good news. And the Dodgers are playing in Unicorn Park. So
Texas minus 9.5. Texas women minus 9.5. I forgot who they played, but we both went Texas. Texas won big, 77-41.
That should not be the final score in a regional final.
No,
Should have two great teams vying for a spot in the Final Four, but
that's a 36-point win.
It was not close at all, and it didn't look like it. Like South Carolina didn't. I'm sorry, Michigan didn't look like they even belonged on the floor.
They didn't. I was watching a little bit here.
Wow, this is the second seeded team.
South Carolina minus 15.5 against TCU.
This was actually decent of a game. It was close, like 7-8 points going to the fourth quarter, and then
I went South Carolina.
South Carolina blew them out.
South Carolina wins 26 points.
Right.
Lakers minus 60.5 against the Wizards. We both went Lake Show. Lake Show wins 120-101, so we win that bet. Spurs minus 18.5 against the Bulls. We both went Bulls. The Spurs won, but they only won by 15, so we win that bet. Arizona State baseball minus 4.5 runs against SDSU. SDSU, we went with them. ASU only won by 4 runs, so we win the bet.
Not a lot of solace for an Aztec for life to lose 6-2, but
we got on the board first.
We did win the wager. Kid on you, San Diego State, I think Peterson is his name, hit 2 homers.
Oh, wow.
That was all the runs the Aztecs got last night on the baseball diamond. So far, they're 15-15. We keep a little eye on this because Tony and I played baseball there, and based on where they were the last couple of years, this has been an improvement without question. To be at 500, winning in their league, I think they're 4-2, and still they got the win over number 1 UCLA. It's a step in the right direction for baseball. So good for them. All right, here's what we got tonight, Scrabe. We've got the Giants favored by 1.5 over the Padres. Now, this I understand at least because you got Logan Webb against their number 1 guy against our number 5 guy, German Marquez. But I still have to go with the Padres, if for no other reason that I cannot stand to face the listeners if they lose again. So I'll take the Padres.
Yeah, I'll take the Padres too. German Marquez moved on the rubber, Chris, to the complete opposite side. And he says
change everything.
He says it shapes the ball better.
Could change everything. I hope you're right. Dodgers 1.5 over Cleveland again tonight. Dodgers lost. By the way, I had to look at this. I meant to look at it before, and I want to make sure I'm right before I say it. Yeah, every team that was undefeated in Major League Baseball going into last night lost. So every team has at least 1 loss now. There's no undefeated teams left in the big leagues. There's only 1 winless team left. Do you know who it is?
Ooh.
0-4. Start.
Is it the A's?
The Athletics.
Sorry. No, It's always going to be the A's to me. I grew up in the Bay.
Yeah, they're 0-4, but everybody's got at least a win, and everybody's got at least a loss now after last night's games. Anyway, after that, who do you want? Dodgers?
I don't think
Ohtani, by the way, pitching
I don't
tonight.
think Cleveland does it 2 nights in a row, Dodgers.
How about Ohtani's barely hit the ball out of the infield so far?
Know.
That's strange, even though it's only 4 games. But you talk about overreaction. People are saying, oh, it's too much pitching and he's worn out.
He didn't even pitch in the World Baseball Classic.
I know. Speaking of him, Ohtani -1. I'm taking the Dodgers also because I just think, Ohtani -1 strikeout versus Logan Webb. Got Webb in the Padre game, Ohtani up there. I know the Padres aren't hitting, so I'm going to say Logan Webb. I think he gets his 8-9 Ks. Webb normally
he does. The Padres haven't struck out too much.
All right, well, you can take Ohtani. He gets strikeouts.
I mean, Ohtani.
Too.
Last time I saw him pitch, he pitched against the Angels and he struck out 11. So
I'll
go with Ohtani.
Ohtani -1.
Webb.
Yes, I'll go Webb here. All right, over under German Marquez 5 innings tonight. So if he pitches exactly 5 innings, you will push. And then over under. So will he get an out in the 6th inning to go over, or do you want to pick him under? Scraby.
This goes back to like when JP Sears had his first start with the Padres, and it was an over under of 5 innings, and then he ended up going like 6.
And you thought you had something with JP Sears, and whatever happened to him? Like
he's in the minor leagues.
I know.
I am going to say he goes under.
I am too. This is not a knock on him, but if Walker Bueller couldn't make 5 innings last night, I don't see German Marquez making 5 innings tonight. We'll go to the NBA. Lakers 1.5 over the Cavaliers. That's a good game at Staples Center tonight. Lake Show by 1.5. I'm going to go with the Lakers. They've been getting it done. They really have been they've been playing great. I think, Cleveland's a playoff team, but the Lakers 49-26. They've won 9 of the last 10. I like it.
I'll go
Lakers.
with Lake Show. Lucas
Lake
back
Show
from
also.
his technical
All right.
foul.
We've got
suspension.
Clippers home to Portland. So this is a little weird in LA. Both teams in LA are home tonight. That means no one will be at the Clipper game. But who scores more points? Clippers -3. Clippers are playing Portland. So you got Clippers -3 points versus the Lakers. Even though they're not playing each other, you get the wager here.
I'm going with the Lakers because they seem to score 130 points every night.
Because the Lakers don't guard anybody. They just try to score. You're going Lakers +3. I'm going to take the Clippers because Portland doesn't guard anybody either.
Forgot they were a team in the league.
Doncic -6 points versus Kawhi. Again, different games, but Doncic has been unbelievable. But so is Kawhi. I didn't think the Clippers would be better without James Harden. Did you?
No.
They've been way better without James Harden. They're 3 games over 500 now, the Clippers.
What does that tell you?
Yeah, well, it tells me a similar thing to what Trae Young tells me leaving the Hawks. I'm going to take Kawhi. I'm going to take the 6 points, but Luka's really on a roll.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Kawhi, too.
You're going to go Kawhi also?
Yeah, plus
All
6 is enough.
And then we got one NIT game tonight.
Oh, I can't wait.
The National Invitational Tournament. New Mexico is still alive. Former UCSD coach Eric Olin taking his Lobos against Tulsa. Lobos are favored by 3.5. I don't know a whole lot about Tulsa.
I don't either. I'm going to go with New Mexico.
Yeah, I am too. The question I have is, do they still play the NIT finals
at Madison
Square Garden?
I'm going to say no.
You're going to say they've just taken it out of there.
Yeah.
NIT basketball tournament semifinals. All right, there we go. We got there it is, NIT. We got predictions, and it might be a little much. We have the USA Today talking about the matchups. You are correct. The NIT semifinals are now played
in the home team's gym.
Nope, at Hinkle Fieldhouse.
Oh yes,
on the campus of Butler University.
I did know this,
which is famous for where Milan High School won the state title many years ago, which begat the movie Hoosiers.
Didn't they have they had some NCAA tournament games there a couple years ago, I believe. But yeah, I did know that they switched it.
By the way, the NIT is doing its deal at Hinkle Fieldhouse. The NCAA will be at Lucas Oil for the Final Four and the men. They'll be in the same city.
I love Indiana.
Crazy.
Great. Indianapolis gets all of the cool things.
They get it all.
Las Vegas got the Super Bowl for 2029. Atlanta got the Super Bowl.
You know, it's great, though. San Diego's in line for all this stuff because we have no arenas and no stadiums that could house any of it. Just makes me so happy.
Yeah. This is why Chris smiles.
Small timer.
He smiles because
I'm smiling. Yeah. This is why Nick Canepa calls our city being run by a bunch of ham and eggers.
That is.
He could not be more right about that.
That's
Nick.
a very, very interesting way. Ham and I don't really get it.
You don't get it? It just means you're kind of a. My dad used to call him like the nickel shoe clerk. I don't know what that means either, but you're just not the high quality person.
Yeah, okay.
You know, you're just
now I get it.
I'll say the ham and eggers means you're kind of you're the riffraff.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it's referring to.
I get it.
And so if you call them ham and eggers, you're not directly assaulting their character by calling the people who run our city riffraff. You're just kind of pointing out that you think you're alluding to it. Right. Hey, when it comes to stadiums and arenas and building stuff, you know, I don't know any other way to refer to it, frankly. Don't forget, Roundtable returns Thursday morning, 9 a.m., not 10, 9 a.m., and it'll be the new Epic Roundtable, brought to you by our friends at Epic Wings. You know who brought that in?
Epic Wings?
Carly, our girl.
Oh, yeah, Carly. I love Carly.
We love Carly.
Yeah,
Good
you
job,
know, Tony
Carly.
and I think we're going to take credit for sealing the deal because last week, Jason, the guy from Epic
he's a
Wings,
big fan.
Yeah,
of
we
the
talked
show.
for like at least 15 minutes before the show, and then all of a sudden the deal's done. I wonder who got it over the finish line.
Good job, guys. Way to go.
I'm just kidding.
Scrape.
That was all. It was all Carly in the sales
I'm sure
staff.
it was all Carly too. Yeah, I'm not giving you any credit. I know better than to give you any credit. All right, don't put your arms up because once it goes to 318, I can now send it to traffic.
From the 855 Get Ross Drive.
Gwynn and Chris, 3:24 is the time. We got the Fantabulous Sports Game Show coming up. Just a little bit. Stick around for that.
Bring it.
Round baseball last night. One news and note I wanted to bring up. Congrats to the young man. I think his name is Alex, 9 years old. His dad was the former Kansas City Royal player who passed away in the offseason, 34-year-old. I believe it was Terrence Gore.
Okay, yes.
His son is 9. They ran him out there yesterday for the opening pitch in Kansas City. Strike one, like right down the heart. Impressive and heart, breaking all at the same time.
Yeah.
But that had to be a hell of a moment in Kansas City. Aaron Boone did not feel quite the same heartfelt love for the home plate umpire last night in the Mariner-Yankee game.
Oh, you mean Aaron Boone's mad at an umpire? Shocker.
Well, I think Aaron Boone may have had a right on this one.
Yeah, he sometimes does.
Home plate umpire Mike Estabrook missed 5 consecutive pitches that were below the strike zone. The Yankees challenged them all, and they were all low. Every one of them. So I think Aaron Boone was like, dude, all right, you missed one, but make an adjustment. Same pitch. And the Yankees just kept tapping, and, everything was a ball. Seattle would go on to beat the Yankees 2-1. But, we talked about this. Is the crazy ABS system going to get out of hand? So far, no. It's been under control. CB Buckner, though, certainly stretches the limits of it. And last night, Mike Easterbrook did. And again, I have a problem when these umpires are missing by less than a half of an inch, and you're trying to be critical of them. That's really hard to get those right.
Have you seen your guy Mike Winters lately?
I haven't seen him. No.
Okay, I was gonna have you ask him.
Yeah, we'll ask him what he thinks. I know in the past he's always told me that. It's incredible how good these guys are. And a lot of people have said that. The ABS system is actually showing us how good home plate umpires are.
I think that's true.
That is one of the parts of it, that these guys are nailing these calls. I don't think the Padres Giants game last night, I think the challenge was 3 or 4 times. I think the ump was right every time.
Now, there's one call last night that people are very upset that Fernando did not challenge.
Oh, late in the game was above the strike zone.
It was, but yes, I'm going back to the thing to see how far above it was.
Not much.
I was going to say, because people are like, well, Fernando should have been on base.
Here's what happened, too, and I'm not blaming him. He's just announcing the game. But Mark Grant watched the pitch, and he's got the box there on the screen. And Mark saw it above the zone, as we did. You did, I did, the fans did. And Mark Grant said he should challenge. Well, yes, but Fernando doesn't get that knowledge, right? He doesn't get to see the pitch on replay before he decides whether to challenge or not.
Yeah, he has
really
to do it
close.
within 2 seconds.
And the Padres were down to their last challenge because they'd missed one earlier.
I'm looking at it.
I understand why Fernando did not challenge it, but I know what the play people are talking about.
I'm looking at it on the StatCast. It's close enough that
it was close.
That it could have touched the top of the zone, which is a strike.
It was close. I mean, I don't think you can challenge that one, and I think you made the right move. Now, there was one real we got to get a break, but I want to talk about it later. The Nationals and the Phillies, where there was a replay at first base, and the runner was called out, okay? So the base runner, it was the 3rd out of the inning at first base because the guy was called out on a bang-bang play. So the runner was coming around 3rd, stopped running because he figured the inning's over.
Oh, yeah, we were watching this. Yeah.
And then the Phillies tagged him out. And then they replayed it, and the runner was safe, which means the runner at first base was safe, so the guy rounding 3rd was still in play. The umpires put him back on 3rd, took the out away from the Phillies. Robbie Thompson went a little nuts, got tossed, or at least, I think he got ejected for it. Those are difficult. It's kind of like in the NFL when there's a fumble, you better just pick it up and run it into the end zone. Let the refs decide later what the call is.
Just pretend it's live all the time.
You got to defend it. Yeah, I think that's the message now. You have to pretend it's live all the time now. Can't take any chances. All right, we'll take Mike Soroka, by the way, game of the night for the Diamondbacks. Starting pitcher, 5 innings, 10 Ks, including an immaculate inning for Mike Soroka last night. Why are you laughing?
10 Ks for Soroka just made me laugh a little bit.
5 innings, 10 Ks, but he also had an immaculate inning. So he joins the list of guys who've done that. We take a break, and then it's time for the Fantabulous Sports Game Show.
From the first pitch, Craig Stammen joins us here on Gwynn and Chris. And Craig, you get asked pretty much. I'm here every day. You get pretty much asked every day about your lineup. There was a couple times I felt in particular that you were messing with everybody out there.
Why don't you ask him what his lineup's going to be the second game instead of opening day lineup?
We're getting close to that particular time. You haven't really had your whole team as a whole to kind of make that kind of decision, but I would guess that you have at least an idea of where you want to go at this point.
Yeah, I have an idea. Tatis, Machado, Mero are going to bat at the top of the lineup somewhere.
Good thinking, Craig.
I told you I wasn't that smart.
Yeah, touche.
But yeah, I think it's been fun. It's fun to go through spring training and try different lineups, try different things, especially with the guys that were gone for the WBC.
Did that make it a little bit easier to try some things because you kind of were forced to?
It definitely made it a lot easier because there's no way you could write a Padres lineup without Manny and Toddy somewhere in the top 4, and so being able to try different people in different spots and just see how they took to leading off or took to batting second or batting third, batting in the middle of the lineup and how that looked in Cactus League games. So try to take all that information in and then make a good decision on opening day.
Craig, talking about, the fact that you've surrounded yourself with people and you're learning and you're asking, but what kind of thing that said, what kind of things did you feel were important for you as Craig Stammen to try to bring to this job and to this position and situation?
Well, I just tried to be myself, and that was the only thing that I could bring to this situation, this job. And the one benefit I have is I played with a lot of these guys, so they kind of, as long as I wasn't being fake as a player, I am who I was, and I'm trying to be that same person right now. And so that they know they got someone that they can trust and that someone that they can count on, someone that they can talk to, and then also hopefully someone that can put his foot down when he needs to. I think that's part of this role, and definitely going to be tough with, some of my best friends. But I think that's also the fun part of it too, is like, who doesn't want to play baseball with their best friends and, figure out a way to win it all.
With this particular group, from the pitching side of things, you guys came in, a lot of arms for, a couple of spots. Joe Musgrove sounds like he's not going to be ready for opening day. One of the things I've been trying to impart on people is the difference in how you guys look at it versus how us fans look at it, right? I think we get so excited about opening day and we get our hopes and minds set on that when it's just one of 162.
Right.
How different are things now with kind of the situation with Joe being down, at least at the start, in terms of the competition that you guys have had unfold?
Yeah. You know what? Opening day is special, right? When you're on a squad for opening day, you made the opening day roster. Like, that is a big thing for players. There's no doubt about that. However, like what you said, it is one of 162. It counts the same as game, 150, 130, and 120. So we want our best team for the majority of the season, not just on day one. And looking at the pitching staff specifically, we've got a lot of guys that have track records of pitching well in the big leagues, and they're competing for spots in our rotation right now and in the bullpen. And so, we're going to try to keep those guys around as long as we can and give them opportunities throughout the rest of spring training, and then, see where we're at opening day and, go from there. But, so far those guys have pitched really well outside of maybe a few snafus, but, they're in a good spot right now and ready to help us.
Do you have someone in mind for opening day already?
We have, several pitchers in mind for opening day.
It's not going to be you, Tony.
Yeah.
I can guarantee it ain't going to be me.
Yeah, we got some good pitchers. That's a good thing. We have choices.
There you go.
Many
Fair
guys
enough.
that could do it.
I know we're wrapping this up, and I know you have a lot to do. I want to try to get one question in that hopefully you haven't heard a lot. Have you thought about your first trip out to argue with an umpire in a major situation? Not just chirping, but I mean, something where you got to get out there and really make it happen? If so, have you asked anybody for any ideas or dreamed about how that might look?
It ain't going to look good if it's scripted, put it that way.
Okay.
So, the only thing I'd say is my kids have seen it. Maybe not outside, but my kids have seen it.
They know you got it.
They saw it this morning.
Oh, okay. All right.
If the umpires stop listening, then we, dad mode comes out or whatever. But, it'll happen when it happens.
Okay.
It probably won't be me just getting angry at an umpire. It'll be hopefully me protecting some of our players and showing them that I got their back.
Well, Craig, hey, man, we let you get going, man. We appreciate you coming and spending some time with us. Good luck this year. You got a whole city behind you, my friend.
Yep, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we've told everybody who'll listen to us that the Craig Stammen we got a chance to know here is going to be in a perfect situation. So we wish you the best.
Helps. We got a lot of good players, so we'll be fine.
That's
No
true.
doubt.
That's true.
Craig Stammen joins us here on Gwynn and Chris. And Craig, you get asked pretty much. I'm here every day. You get pretty much asked every day about your lineup. There was a couple times I felt in particular that you were messing with everybody out there.
Why don't you ask him what his lineup's going to be the second game instead of opening day lineup?
We're getting close to that particular time.
97.3 The Fan. All of our guests join us on the SDCCU Fan Hotline. It's not Big Bang Banking. It's better. Tony Gwynn Jr., of course, is not a guest. He's actually one of the hosts of the show. And we're getting ready. Scrappy, how do you prepare for the Fantabulous Sports Game Show? Do you do anything in particular, or do you try to figure what the category? I don't think you can prepare.
I
you
do
just
actually
have to take
try
it as
to
it
prepare.
comes, right?
I try to prepare. I
do.
I think, what will Chris ask
Really?
us?
You think you could ever? Have you ever come close to figuring out what the actual?
I don't remember what the topic was, but I
category was?
did. I thought last night you were going to ask us something like coaches winning the NCAA championship or something like that.
Boy, that would be really hard.
Yeah, and once I started looking at the names, I'm like, this would be the worst topic. So I'm gonna stop
I don't think
looking
I'd
at
ask
this.
that. Like, who was the national championship coach even last year in basketball? Who won last year?
Oh, it was the Golden guy, Florida.
Don't like that guy, Todd Golden.
Todd Golden.
He came out scot-free. I know everybody says, the girl just made everything up.
Don't go down that road.
I hope it's true.
I mean, I think
That's
it's
all
true.
I'm saying. I hope
they
it's
cleared
true.
him.
They cleared him. I know. I don't always buy the clearing.
Trying to
He's kind
dirty
of
up his name.
Well, he dirties his own name up by the way he acts out there.
Who do you dislike more? Him?
Hurley.
Okay.
Hurley, yeah.
All right.
But Shire is in the running.
Shire is quickly moving to the top of your list.
Crier. It's just Shire, stop crying. Your team gets every call. Every call. I'm not going to call because a lot of people are ripping Shire and calling him a choker, and he lost the game last year. That's ridiculous. The guy is top notch. His school is, and his team is top notch. They lost 2 heartbreak games. That's all that was, I think. But Shire still got to stop crying.
I mean, that was a pretty crazy ending.
It was incredible. The guy made like a half-court shot. You know what? I'll take my chances. If you want me, you want to be a head coach of a great basketball team, I'll be up by 2 in every game, and I'll give you a half-court shot to beat me.
Yeah.
And if you win, you win. But I'll take my shot on that.
I mean, that obviously that's a once-in-a-lifetime shot.
Pretty much. All right, let's check traffic, and then let's see if you can do a once-in-a-lifetime thing and win the Fantabulous Sports Game show.
I have 2 wins this year.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Sue Aller.
This traffic report is brought to you by Frozen Ropes Baseball and Softball Training Facilities. Watch out, you are jam-packed southbound on the 5 as you head towards 94 and clearing an accident on the 8. It's eastbound right at the 163. It's in the center divider. Register for Frozen Ropes Baseball Summer League with 8 games and 8 practices for ages 6 through 12 and receive $100 off your registration fee at SanDiegoFrozenRopes.com. That's SanDiegoFrozenRopes.com. I'm Sue Alley with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Hey, all you beautiful people out there, it's time to play one of our favorite games of the week.
All right.
We like to call it...
Ooh, I'm going to go.
Chris's Fantabulous Sports Game Show. It starts right now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, here we go. Last week was a little bit of a controversial game show, but, in the history books, it'll show another Tony Gwynn victory over Matt Scraby. A disgruntled Matt Scraby who felt the ruling went against him last week. He was probably right. The ruling did go against you.
Yeah, I didn't feel like the ruling.
Yeah, the ruling went against you.
The ruling did go against
the
me.
host of the show erroneously gave an answer, and the Tony Gwynn Jr. said, "Oh, I was about to give that answer," and the host believed him.
Oh, yeah, I was just about to say Gary Kubiak.
The host believed him, and that was a turning point there of the Tony Gwynn victory. So let's see what happens this week. Real simple category today, guys, but not real simple to answer, I don't think. I know Tony's really good on these things.
Oh,
Scraby says he's the greatest fantasy baseball player ever, so he should know the answers to these as well.
Great, I hate these.
Today's category, the San Diego Padres have hit 2 home runs as a team this year. 25 players in Major League Baseball have already hit that many. Your job, name the 25 guys in Major League Baseball that have hit 2 or more home runs already this season. 2 or more home runs.
2 or more home runs.
Yes, there's 25 guys. If you get to 13, you'll win. 3 strikes, and you're out. Scraby, would you like to go first or pass to Tony Gwynn Jr.?
I will go first. I'm just going to name guys off my fantasy
Scraby's
team.
going to – your whole fantasy team has 2 or more home runs?
There's a lot of guys on the team.
Are you off to a good start there, buddy?
You wait till he runs out of these guys, then he'll be
Shea Langoliers.
Shea Langoliers. That's
Shea
not
Langoliers.
right. You got to pronounce his name right.
Is that how do you pronounce it?
Not that. I don't think. I don't know.
He says, I don't think. He doesn't know.
It's not Langoliers. He's got 3,
I
and
will
that
agree
is
there's
correct.
Let me ask my partner. He would know.
Shea Lang.
Say Shea's last name.
The Oakland catcher.
Yeah, sorry.
Scraby got it.
Boom, baby! Boom!
What was it? Langoliers?
Langoliers.
Yeah, that is incorrect. That is correct.
Jesse Agler lets me down. All right, Tony Gwynn Jr., Shea Langoliers has given Scrabeliers a 1-0 lead.
I believe Mr. Judge has multi-home runs.
Judge has a pair. That is correct. Tony's on the board. It's 1-1. You're looking for 2 or more home runs so far this season. Scraby.
I'm going to go DeLauder.
Chase DeLauder.
Oh, yeah, he had 2 the other day.
He's got 4.
He's got 4. Unbelievable. He's got 4 home runs. Tony, you're up. 2 or more home runs.
Bregman.
Alex Bregman hit 2 on Sunday. That's enough to get him in this category and be correct for Tony. Tied at 2. We're looking for guys with multiple home runs so far this season. 2-2, 21 answers left. Scrabe.
Murakami.
What's his first name?
Monotaka?
I don't know. Well, you want to ask Jesse if that's correct?
I
We
think
haven't
it
covered
is.
them yet.
I think it's Munetaka.
Is it Munetaka?
It's spelled with a U, so I'm going to go Munetaka Murakami. But you said Money Taka.
Mana.
He's not a money. 3-2.
Munetaka. I don't know.
Murakami is right. He's got 3 of them. Hit 1 in each of his first 3 games, tying the all-time record there. All right, 3-2. Scraby, Tony, give me a multiple home run guy.
I believe Happ has 3.
Ian Happ has 3. That is correct. The Cubs, Ian Happ has 3 home runs. We are tied 3-3. 19 correct answers. The Fantabulous game show rolling along here. No strikes yet. Scraby, who you got?
Blanking on his name right now.
Already.
Yeah,
man, it's only 3-3.
I'm aware of this. Jeez, what happened
19
to my brain?
correct answer. Well, you got all these guys on your fantasy team. They've all hit multiple home runs, apparently. Where are they?
I'm literally having a brain fart.
A brain what?
Brain cramp.
Yeah, maybe cramp would have been good, Anthony Edwards, who just went to the bathroom and took a you-know-what. You'll hear about that later in the Big Five.
What am I doing?
You want to pass? You want to just...
No, I'm just going to go with Hunter Goodman.
Hunter Goodman, he doesn't have any home runs yet this year, so that's going to be strike 1.
I thought we saw him hit one yesterday.
Hunter Goodman does not have any. I don't believe he has any. He certainly doesn't have 2. So
I just thought
that
of
is
one.
correct. Incorrect. Scraby gets the first strike in a 3-3 game. Still 19 correct answers left. Tony Gwynn Jr., your turn.
I think Drake Baldwin has 2.
Drake Baldwin, the Atlanta Braves Rookie of the Year. He has 2. That is correct. Tony takes the lead 4-3. We're looking for guys with multiple home runs in the early going this season. Scraby, you're up, but you're down by 1.
I know. Altuve had 2 yesterday.
Jose Altuve hit 2 yesterday. This is right up to date, by the way, this list, and that is correct. Altuve's on there with 2.
All right.
It is tied at 4, but you have a strike. Tony has a turn.
How about San Diego's favorite, Will Smith?
Yeah, he is our favorite. Will Smith's got 2. Yeah, the Dodgers. Will Smith's already on there with a couple. Uh-oh. Scraby's like scratching names out. He's doing.
You're taking all my names, Tony.
Tony.
Yeah, right. You didn't know Will Smith.
No,
I do know Will Smith.
No, I'm vouching for him. I can see his sheet from here, Tony. He wrote him down and had to scratch him out because you got it right. 5-4. Scraby, give me one with 2 or more home runs.
Oh, now I'm just guessing at this point.
Really?
Yeah, this is bad.
You are the fantasy expert. There are 2 guys that have.
Guesses,
There's still 2 guys that have 3. And everybody else on this list has 2.
Why am I not?
Scraby. Oh, my God. I thought this would be so up your category. You're
is.
such a fantasy
nerd. It is up my category. What about?
I mean, are we gonna have to call you Shire the Crier, the Choker here?
No, maybe.
People are calling Shire the Crier a choker, which is even for me is unfair. Look at Tony. Do you see?
He's loving every part of this.
He's eyeing you in the camera
it's
now.
So...
He is lording over you. Look at him. He's got one eye on you now. He is lording over you in this game.
This is bad.
I've never seen a person just get mentally abused worse than you in this game. This is like guys with 2 or more home runs for a fantasy nerd. You've only got 4 right. Oh. How much time are we giving you, by the way? Go ahead. No kidding. Who you got?
Trout.
Who?
Oh, he does have
Mike Trout. Oh, or did you just forget his first name and you could only come up with Trout?
You know what? You guys are rattling me right now.
He is rattled.
You are rattling me.
Trout? Yes, that's right. 5'5". I don't know his first name, but Trout.
That Trout guy.
That Trout guy.
Yeah, the guy named after a fish.
That's correct. 5'5". You're actually tied, even though you're being rattled, but you do have a strike. Tony, what you got?
I think the Cardinals' Nolan Gorman has.
Nolan Gorman, yeah, the old Gormanator. He had his second one last night. He went deep. He's the Gormanator.
You just said the Gormanator.
Love the Gormanator. He gives Tony a 6-5 lead.
I forgot this guy did this for my team on opening day. Brandon Lau has 2 at least.
Brandon Lowe has 3, actually.
Lowe? Is it Lau or Lowe?
Lau. Brandon Lau. Spelled
is
low.
It though?
Yes, it's spelled low, but it's pronounced Lau. He's the old Tampa Bay guy, Brandon Lau.
Fine.
I'm starting to get less rattled.
We'll see. How do you have all these guys on your fantasy team? Are you the luckiest guy on earth?
Just a great drafter.
He's playing with a bunch of bums. If he's got all those players.
Yeah, no kidding. If your team really is going to be led by Brandon Lau and Chase DeLauder, I don't see you winning all year.
I have Kyle Schwarber, but
I don't see you winning all year.
Uno.
You may win this week. Tony 6'6", 13
I'm starting
left.
to run out of names myself.
Yeah, it's a tough category. It is.
I think Rayleigh has multiple.
Luke Rayleigh, the former Dodger, is correct. He's got 3 for the Mariners. Have now named all the guys with 3 or more. So everybody else has 2. There's 12 correct answers left. Tony's leading 7-6. We're looking for players that have already hit 2 or more home runs this year. Scraby, you're down a strike. And it's your turn.
I know.
The Fantabulous Sports Game Show starting to heat up here.
I think
these are tough. I got to be honest. These are tough. I knew this would be a tough category.
I think I got one more.
You
might only have one more.
I think it's one more. I got one more, and it's just a last name. So
and then you're going to have to guess from there. We'll see.
Okay, I'm just going to name someone who hits a lot of home runs.
You may.
Yordan Alvarez.
Yordan Alvarez?
I have no idea.
That is correct. He's got 2 home runs. You lucked out, Scraby. You've tied it at 7. Yordan Alvarez saves you for the moment. Tony's turn with 11 correct answers remaining.
I think I know this because I think Jesse mentioned it the other day. Weimer.
Joey Weimer, who set the all-time record.
We just talked about him for like 20 minutes yesterday.
He started the season 8 for 8 with 2 walks. He's only the second man in the history of baseball to reach his first 10 at-bats of the season or plate appearances.
Yowzers.
He does have 2 home runs. And Tony leads 8-7. There's 10 correct answers left. It's getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Scraby, you have a strike, so you're further behind than it appears.
You know, what does that show? Quick Pitch? where do they do all the highlights at night?
That is called quick pitch.
I
That
did
is right.
see this guy a couple times.
Well, let's see if
and
it works out for you.
I can't remember his first name, but it's Donovan, and he plays for Seattle. Is it Brandon?
Brendan Donovan.
Brendan.
The Cardinals traded to the Mariners. That is correct. Scraby, he's got 2 home runs.
I remember him getting the trident.
All right, whatever, Scraby. We don't want to hear how you got the answer right. We really
no
don't.
one cares.
Nobody
buddy.
cares how you arrived at the lucky answer that you came up with. Everybody out there's rooting against you. Nobody wants to.
Not.
Yes, they are. They like to see you go down, but you're tied at 8. Tony saw he only had 1 correct answer left. We'll see if that's correct now. He's got 9 guys that he can choose from here at this point, and he needs 1 here or he'll have his first strike. Looking for players in the big leagues that have 2 or more home runs at this early point in the season. We do know for a fact that none of them are Padres, because the Padres only have 2 as a team, let alone 2.
How about Dylan Dingler?
Dylan Dingler of the Tigers. That's not bad to take a guy you saw hit a home
That's
run.
what I'm saying. I'm running out of names. So
That's
I'm going,
wrong. He did not have 2.
sorry.
I don't know why you're giving him a ding. It's the only one he hit.
Like it was good.
No, that was the only one he hit. So that is incorrect. And now you're back to square one, Scrabe.
Wow.
You have 1 strike. Tony has 1 strike. You both have 8 correct answers. There's 9 left that would be correct. 2 or more home run guys. And it is your turn, Scraby.
What about?
You can take the lead here if you can get 1 correct.
There's a name I'm not sure about, but what about Mr.
Goodness.
George Springer?
Springer Dinger for Toronto is correct. He's got 2 home runs.
We got it! I'm basically guessing on here on out.
It's working right now. You're ahead 9-8.
Wow. Springer Dinger.
Springer Dinger. He's hit 2 of them. You got a 9-8 lead, and there are only 8 correct answers left. Tony needs 1 of them here.
Yeah.
Tony's pretty good when his back's against the wall. Let's see what he has here.
Let's go Juan Soto.
Juan Soto, no kidding. I don't think he has any yet. He certainly doesn't have 2.
He's got 1.
Well, he doesn't have 2, so that's a strike. Tony's got 2 strikes. Scraby's closing in on a potential victory when it looked like he was rattled and completely out of it.
He was dead to right.
Dead in the water. Now, what do you got, Scrabe? What do you have here to keep the pressure squarely on Tony Gwynn Jr.?
I only have 1 strike. He has 2, right?
Right. Guys with 2 or more home runs right now. There are 8 left that you haven't named.
Let me think of the Red Sox, the Yankees.
No, you're going through every team. Do we have time for you to go through every team in baseball here? I don't know that we really do.
Braves.
Scraby, this isn't good.
Okay, what about? I know Roman Anthony doesn't.
Okay, that's
the only other guy I can think about on that team is Wilyer Abreu.
Wilyer Abreu of the Red Sox. Correct.
What?
Scraby is on living right. He has 2 home runs.
Are you
It's ridiculous.
Scraby is on fire now. He's ahead 10-8. And Tony's on the doorstep.
Goodness.
Luck never works for you, Scraby, but it looks like it might be
I don't
today.
even know who's hit 2. I'm just going to go off like quick pitching.
You got 7
guys
correct
who I seen
answers.
hit
You
1.
need 1 here.
How about I did see Lewis for the Twins go deep the other day. Does he have multiple?
You going with him, Royce Lewis, to stay in the game?
I'm not sure.
Yes.
He does have 2. Tony survives for the moment. Royce Lewis is correct.
That's
So,
ridiculous.
Scraby,
I don't like this game.
I don't either. I can't believe Scraby is like guessing.
I'm surprised I'm
pulling
still
him out
alive.
of deep. There's monkeys flying out of his you-know-where right now. I never thought I'd see this happen. Scraby's got,
What is that, a Bruce Almighty quote?
Yeah, I mean, I thought I would see that first before you being lucky.
The Fantabulous gods are
The
looking at me.
Fantabulous gods may come through. You have
Okay, this guy hit 1 last time. I have to
you're
go.
good.
We're
You're
running out
good.
of time.
You're good. You got
Corbin
7.
Carroll. I don't
Corbin
know.
Carroll, no, that is a strike. Corbin Carroll has 1 home run.
I saw.
But I will say this: if Tony misses, he gets the 3rd strike, and the game is over.
Whoa.
Otherwise, we go into overtime. Tony, what do you have?
I will say I saw Neto hit a homer the other day for the Angels.
You want to guess it to stay in the game?
That's all. I mean, that's all I got, dog.
That is correct. Zach Neto is correct. Tony pulls it out of his. Now we got pigs flying out of Tony's thing. It's a crazy game.
I just got punched in the you-know-what.
We have to go till one gets one right and one gets wrong. I'm trying to see.
I thought I had it, and I didn't even start thinking.
You almost had it. You don't have it.
Oh, no.
3. I'm looking at how many are left. 4. I think there should be 5 left, right?
Okay.
It's 10-10 right now.
I know Shohei doesn't do it. I know Freddie hasn't done it. I'm basically putting the game on the line with a guy I don't really like that much because I can't think of anyone else but Andy Pajes.
Andy Pajes is not correct. That is your third strike, but Tony needs to get one to officially win it. Tony, you need this for the win. Otherwise, we stayed tied, and we'll only have time for one tiebreaker after this.
Tony, like I said, I have no idea.
Tony, can you get a guy with 2 home runs right now?
I can get a guy with 1 home run, but maybe he has 2. It was in the same highlight sequence as Neto.
All right.
Shanuel.
Nolan Shanuel of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim does have 2 home runs. Tony Gwynn Jr. has pulled it out in one of the most exciting, thrilling, fantastic, unbelievable, incredible developments in the history of the Fantabulous Sports Game Show. You thought that the shot the UConn hit guy made the other day was something. This tops them all.
Oh, what a shot in the dark, baby.
Tony wins. The 4 that you did not name: Jake Berger, Texas; Dominic Canzone, Seattle; Kazuhuma Okamoto of Toronto; and Liam Hicks of Miami.
Who?
If you could have come up with those, it would have been ridiculous. But Tony wins, and life, all is good in the world. More Gwynn and Chris coming up on 97.3 The Fan. Turn it up, Scrape!
A great pleasure to have you on. Nick Paveta from the Padres, thanks so much for joining us. How are things going for you, other than being hotter than hell like the rest of us?
Yeah, can't wait to get out of this weather. This is crazy. I've never seen this. I mean, I was here last year. I don't think I got this hot. I didn't know it could get like this. Like, it makes me miss Florida a little bit, but more excited to just get out of here and get ready for season play.
Had a little slowdown during this process. No, it's not the norm, but it's kind of happens from time to time with certain pitchers. How did you kind of get to that point? How did you kind of deal with getting through that point?
Yeah, I think for me, I just rely on the people around me, rely on the training staff, relying on the coaching staff. I think when you have great people around you, you're able to make really good decisions. And then other than that, it's just, getting back to strength, just giving my body a couple minutes just to kind of slow down. We have that time. I want to start the season healthy. So just kind of getting back in that direction and allowing myself to get back out there and play and feel good again.
As you look back on last season, Nick, how do you feel things came together for you? I know we all feel it came together for you. Mm-hmm. What did you think when it was all said and done? You look back on that campaign.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely me taking a lot of steps forward in 1 year. I think it shattered my goals that I had set for the year. So I think for me, it's just now it's that consistency and replicating that is the next step. It's not so much I need to do better. I just need to make sure that I can replicate that, and that's what a big leaguer is. And I struggled doing that in the past, so hopefully my past can help me in my future, and I can just be that consistent person that the Padres need me to be.
How so? I mean, we talk about that a lot. It's not easy at this level to be that consistent guy. How do you think some of your past endeavors have kind of helped you this time around?
Yeah, I think it's when I'm hitting that stretch. It's knowing how to stay within my routine and staying disciplined. But also at the same time, it's making those adjustments on the fly and making sure I'm making those at an elite level. I think that's really important because that's what you have to do to be a great baseball player. You have to do things better than everybody else, but even more sense, you have to do it on an elite level. Right. So focusing on those things and when I have those rougher outings, what adjustments can I make either in that game, if it's not perfect, it's not in that game, what can I make it for my next start so that I make sure I flush it mentally and physically, but I am going out and being the best version of myself.
Are there times in maybe one of those bad starts where you catch it and maybe you may fix it the last inning or two, but you obviously had the troubles before. Are you able to then carry that in to that next start if you catch it at the end like that?
Yeah, so I think one of the standards I set for last year was even if I did scuffle a little bit, I still went out and threw a quality start. So 6 innings, 3 runs.
Yeah.
You know, I think that needs to be where my standard is, and I think that's the type of pitcher that I want to be. Now, how am I going to do that? I'm in uncharted territory. I had a great year last year. I was able to put it consistently together, but me being in that position, I'd be lying to you to say like I was doing it on purpose and I knew what I was doing. I was in a really good flow state. I was having a good year. Things were really gelling. I was able to just ride that wave, and I was able to make adjustments and throw quality starts when I could.
Can I tell you that I feel I'm a bit of an older school fan of baseball. I appreciate your attitude on the mound.
Okay, thank you.
Look, it's all well and good that everybody says hello and before the game and pats backs after the game. I just get the feeling that you for at least that minute and a half, that batter's your enemy, and I think that's okay. The competitiveness, we love to see this in you. Is it kind of always been the Nick Paveta, and how have you manifested that in your career?
Yeah, for me, I've gotten to face a lot of great hitters in my life, and I love competing against that because that's what this sport is. It's competition. It's me versus you, and if you're not having fun in those moments, testing yourself, then what's the point for me personally? Like, I'm testing my skills against Shohei Ohtani or Mookie Betts or any of those guys. But even the guys that are in the order, the hitters are very good these days. What they can do with the bat, how they have their approach, what numbers they're getting, what scouting report they're getting on me. So the level has just gotten so high. And so any little mistake is one way or the other. So I just enjoy the raw competition, the passion, and then I think you also have the best part too is that you're playing in front of fans that care and are enjoying the game, and they're taking time out of their day to come see us, and I want to make sure that I'm going out there the best I possibly can every single day, because it's moments in their life, moments in my life, and I just want to make sure that I'm putting on a good show at the same time and doing the right things, and then I want to win too, and got to be really great players that are doing great things on the field. Even if they're great, you have to be better. That's just what.
A great pleasure to have you on. Nick Paveta from the Padres, thanks so much for joining us. How are things going for you, other than being hotter than hell like the rest of us?
Yeah, I can't wait to get out of this weather. This is crazy. I've never seen this. I mean, I was here last year. I don't think it got this hot. I didn't know it could get like this. Like, it makes me miss Florida a little bit, but more excited to just get out of here and get ready for season play.
Had a little slowdown.
Gwynn Chris, here we go. What a game that was. Sorry, Scraby, I'm not rubbing it in. It just was a hell of a game. I don't know how you came up with the ones you came up with. I don't know how in the world, Tony pulled that thing out at the end there.
Yeah.
He's gone now. He's off. He took his title with him. So we'll have to ask him later.
When he comes back, he's going to be wearing it.
He'll be wearing the belt when he comes back.
Can I say something real quick? The chat is questioning my ability to name people who can hit home runs. They're saying that I cheated.
Wait, you cheated?
I was sitting right in front of Chris.
Well, you'd be the worst cheater of all time because you didn't even win.
Exactly.
So it'd be really silly you can't say he's a cheater when he
guys, I read the fantasy sports clippings every single day. I know who's hitting home runs, so don't say I cheated. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for the attention to this matter.
And I will also mention that, there are people think I cheat on Chris versus the fans. And I try to tell people there's just no reason to do it. Number one. Number two, if I did, then how do people ever win? You know what I mean?
Well, I throw the game.
Oh, I throw the game. Yeah. Okay. So not everything. I know that we live in a country where we don't trust anything or anybody. I understand that, but it doesn't mean that there's nefarious things going on all the time everywhere.
That is true.
And our show, we just don't do that. It's not what we're about. I do think, Scraby, Tony talked about it before, and he brings a little different look to things as a former player that I bring to things and you bring to things. One thing that I think that at least has been told to me by people who, say they like our show, and then there's people I'm sure don't like it, whatever. I get it. But the people that like our show said that you guys are straight up. We kind of identify with you. You guys are pretty straight. You're honest. You're not BS, and you're not someone you're not.
I got nothing to hide.
Well, we're not. You're right. And so, the notion that we're going to cheat on the Fantabulous Sports Game Show, like I said, you're the worst cheater ever because you never win.
If I would have cheated, I would have won.
You never even win.
Next time I'm cheating. I'm calling it right now, Chris. I'm cheating on the game next time.
Well, you better do better than you did this time if you're going to cheat. Happy birthday today to the famous actor Christopher Walken. You know who he is?
Of course.
More cowbell.
That's not what I think of.
That's not. What do you think of?
I think
Deer
of him,
Hunter. No, that's pretty old for you. I don't know that you'd remember that. I think he won an Academy Award for that.
I actually think of him. This is going to be really
Christopher
weird.
Walken.
Catch me if you can.
Okay. Christopher Walken.
He talks about the mice that are churning butter, and I was like, that's such a Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken he might be one of the greatest acting talkers of all time. I can't do his voice, and I don't want to try. But he is so distinctive, and when he asked for more cowbell, I fell off the couch. I brought up a birthday before we get to the Chris versus the fans because we need you to call in if you want to play 833-288-0973. We got prizes for you. But one of my favorite players, and this is saying something because he played for the 49ers, and I didn't have a lot of favorite players who played for the 49ers. But happy 64th birthday today to a guy that a lot of people out there are going to recognize the name, at least if you watch the NFL in the 49ers glory days, and that's receiver John Taylor. Jerry Rice's name, deservedly so, has lived on and will always live on as the greatest wide receiver ever, or at least Jerry Rice will be the one that everyone compares to.
Yeah.
But on the other side, John Taylor was pretty damn good. He was really good. And, I thought he was in the Hall of Fame because I think it's fair to say that Rice and Taylor is the greatest wide receiver duo of all time. I think the only other one I would even put in the sentence is Stallworth and Swan of the famous Pittsburgh Steeler days. And I know there's some more current receiver duos that catch more passes, but understand they throw more passes now.
Yeah.
Taylor caught 6 a game, 5 a game, but man, could he break them? And I thought he was in the Hall of Fame. He's not. I think that's an oversight. I don't know that Jerry Rice fights for him, but, I know that when Lynn Swann got in ahead of John Stallworth, Lynn Swann said, I can't be in this Hall of Fame if you don't put him in because we were together. We were the dynasty that was the Steelers. And, they got them both in. And, the numbers don't say either Swann or Stallworth should be in. But they played in the 70s, so they didn't catch nearly as many passes. But these were dominant players. And Taylor, I'll never forget the Monday night game. And I'm going to try to look it up. I don't know how I can find it. But Monday night football, the game was at Anaheim Stadium, Scraby, when the Rams played in Anaheim. And Taylor catches 2 90-yard touchdowns in that game. 2. And both of them are like little dump passes over the middle. And then he just breaks every tackle and weaves his way through everybody. He was an incredible athlete. So good. It wasn't like he caught a 90-yarder because he was just behind everybody and he ran it in.
Yeah.
He had to get through the whole defense. He did it twice.
He runs like a gazelle.
I love Taylor. Taylor. Obviously, Rice is the guy. Everyone's going to remember Rice. They always should remember Rice. But I ask you one thing. If you ask Joe Montana if Taylor should be in the Hall of Fame, I bet you he'd vote him in a hurry. Joe Montana knows how good John Taylor was. Happy birthday to him. All right, let's play Chris versus the fans, I say.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
Dominic asked on the chat, he was the one who caught that winning TD in the Super Bowl versus the Bengals. Did he not?
He was. He did. Now everybody who catches a touchdown to win the Super Bowl shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame just for that. But Taylor deserves to be in because in that era, there was just nothing like Rice and Taylor. To me, he represents, the greatness of the 49ers just as much as any of those guys who are in the Hall of Fame do.
I
feel like John Taylor should be in.
I don't disagree at all.
Yeah.
All right, you'll be qualified for a chance to win the grand prize, a 2-night stay at Fontainebleau, Las Vegas, and a $150 resort credit. March is here. It's almost gone. Fontainebleau, Las Vegas is the place to catch every game. High energy watch parties.
Yeah, you better not blink or you're going to miss it.
Actually, can we start this over? I'm going to take out March's here. Fontainebleau, Las Vegas is the place to catch every game. High energy watch parties with expansive screens, great food and drinks, exclusive room rates, plus the pools and day club are open. Book your stay today at FontainebleauLasVegas.com now.
I want to get you one quick note. I looked it up because I'm that way. It was late in the season, December of 1989, year that the 49ers would go on to win the Super Bowl. They played in Anaheim. Rams led 17-0 first quarter. And then Montana 92 yards to Taylor. And then late in the fourth quarter with the Rams still ahead 27-17, Montana 95 yards to Taylor in the same game. Roger Craig would score later. Who Roger Craig finally did get into the Hall of Fame. Yes. Yeah. 49ers win 30-27. Final stats for Taylor. Have a night, my friend. How about, let me get it officially right, and because it's hard to find sometimes in these things. Sorry, Scrape. Here we go. 11.
We have blown through this entire break.
I know, I'm trying. 11 for 286. 2 touches.
11 for 286.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that great. There's sometimes I wish I was born a couple years earlier so I would have got to enjoy those 49er years, but
yeah.
I was 4 in 1989.
Yeah, I hated them. I rooted against them every time, but I still look back and realize how amazingly good they were.
And you know what? I will accept a John Taylor celebration and past the break.
Yeah, let's go past the break. Anyway. All right, let's play some ball.
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Did we get the winners yet?
You have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Chris gets it right, you're eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question or you win. If you're a first-time player, let us know before you get into it. You'll get that question for free. Also, I do want to remind everybody, April 10th through the 12th at the Del Mar Fairgrounds, you have the Good Guys 25th McGuire's Del Mar Nationals Car Show. Over 2,500 hot rods, muscle cars, lowriders, woodies, and more. Get details at good-guys.com. All right, first contestant here. Let's go to Eric in Fallbrook. Hello, Eric.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, good,
Pretty
Eric.
good.
And how are things up there? I haven't been to Fallbrook in a while. I can't say I'm planning to check in anytime soon, but
Fallbrook's nice.
I've been there, and it's a great little place. They got a lot of avocados, which I like actually. How about you, Eric? You a big Fallbrook guy?
That would be one of you because my entire family can't stand them.
They can't stand what, avocados or Fallbrook?
Avocados.
Oh, avocados.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow. That's a bad place to live.
Yeah,
then.
you guys got to get out of Fallbrook
know,
then.
right?
Yeah, you're in trouble.
That's hilarious.
That's like living on Hawaii.
I work in San Diego. It's a long drive.
Yeah, that's like.
Hey, I am a first-time player.
All right.
first-time player.
Welcome in, Eric. Good luck to you, my friend. Here we go.
I had to call, even though I'm really bad at trivia, but I figured, hey, I
You never
I
know.
can take a shot.
Yes, you should.
know.
You should. People tell us that all the time. I'm really bad at trivia. It does not matter. People win, even if you don't know.
Sometimes.
You might get steamrolled one time or two, but you might win too.
Might win.
All right, here we go. Question
It's
number
the
2, Eric.
experience anyway that matters. I say.
Let's see here. Who closed the game for the Giants last night?
Who's their closer? Got the save last night for the Gigantes.
Correct.
Oh,
It's not very good, but he did get the save.
He is not very good.
is that Kelly?
Kelly.
I think?
Yeah, sorry.
Hey there, Eric.
I can't miss it.
I know.
Because I
I
just
know. You
can't.
know.
Eric, Eric, you're great, and really, we appreciate you. Calling, and I hope you'll do it again. Don't take another shot, but you're not going to win today. Ryan Walker is the guy's name.
Sorry,
thanks for joining us from Fallbrook, man.
Yes.
I'm gonna whether you like them or not or your family. I'm coming up and get myself some avocados anyway. So
yes, thank you very much.
Thanks, Eric.
Another first-time player
that I just ruined their hopes.
Steamrolled.
Yeah,
No, I
ruined
mean
their hopes.
that was a question. Either I knew you were going to know it. I knew you were going to know it. All right. Question or contestant number 2 is going to be wireless caller. Hello, wireless caller. Your last 2 digits of your phone number 13.
Hello.
All right.
We got you.
Yes, I didn't get a chance to screen you, so here we go.
Give us your name before we go any further.
My name is Michael.
All right, Michael. Welcome to it. Turn down your radio, please,
There
which
we
I think
go.
he's got that.
There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Anything you want to tell us before we start, Michael?
Yes, I am a first-time player.
That's what he wanted to tell you. All right. Good
All right.
job.
Question number 2. No. In baseball scoring, what number is attributed to the center fielder?
8.
8 is right.
correct.
Very good.
I have a really hard time with those
You don't
numbers.
do well on that. You've never kept score. You didn't grow up in the era like I did.
I have
We
kept
all
score.
kept score. It was just part of our DNA.
I have kept score.
I did take a while to understand or try to figure out why. First base was 3, second 4. Then we skipped the shortstop.
Why?
Third base 5, and then back to the shortstop for 6.
That's what confuses me the most.
That's what throws you.
Because
Okay.
like 7, 8, 9 is easy.
Okay.
In the outfield.
Gotcha.
1, 2 is easy.
All right.
Anyway.
Michael's one away from the victory here.
All right,
It's his first
Michael.
time playing.
Question
Let's
number
go, Michael.
3. What baseball player is credited with being the first to reach 3,000 hits in the modern era?
Ooh, boy.
Which baseball player is credited with
The first one to get the 3,000.
3,000 hits in the modern era?
This.
Let's go with Pete Rose.
Pete Rose.
Rose.
It was a good guess
Stay
because
there.
it did not help me at all.
Oh, okay, good.
I knew Pete was not it. Because there's guys that had 3,000 before he got there. Ty Cobb makes the most sense, but there's a couple of guys that played in the 1800. Hannes Wagner might have 3,000 hits.
I guess it's fair to tell you what the modern era is.
Right. It starts in 1900, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but my reason that I'm stretching this out, which is not fair, but what I'm saying is I think there's a couple of guys that started in the 1800s that got their 3,000th hit in the 1900s.
That's a great
and therefore would be considered first. So that's why I'm not quite sure what to answer.
I'm going to think that is not the case.
I'm going to go with Hannes Wagner then, ahead of Ty Cobb.
Sorry, Michael.
Tough break, Michael. That was
man.
I pulled it. That was a pull for sure.
That was a pull.
That was.
You could have put it together.
There was a guy named Cap Anson who played in the 1800s. I'm pretty sure he got to 19, or he got to 3,000. I just don't know when he did it.
Yeah,
So-
it wasn't that guy.
All right.
Let's go to our
Sorry,
next
Michael, man. I broke
contestant.
his heart. That was not fair.
Let's
or
go to
fun.
another great name, Matt in La Mesa. Hello,
Goodness.
Matt.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, guys.
What's up? How are
How's
you
the
doing?
name Matt treated you over time? Good?
No, he robbed me about 3 years ago on a question. So.
Oh, Matt
I feel like
robbed
he's
you.
ready
Oh,
for
I
that
didn't.
shit.
What was the question?
I wasn't asking you how this Matt treated you. I was just saying how the name Matt has treated you. Has it been you've been happy with it?
Yeah, I've been happy with it.
All right, he's happy
But
with
the
it.
question
Okay.
was about the Super Bowl captains back in the day. Where it was, you said it was Billie Jean King, but it was actually some Pop Warner kids that were the honorary captains.
I do vaguely remember this. I do vaguely remember this.
These guys, yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, Matt.
All right, well, let's make it up to him.
If I
Let's
would have known
go.
this was this Matt, I would have just left you on hold. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
no
I'm
kidding.
kidding.
Yeah, this is this Matt. Oh, we're having some technical difficulties.
No, sorry, Matt. It's all done. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. Here we go. First question.
Matt to Matt.
What does ABS stand for? And we're not talking about cars.
We also asked this question yesterday.
Did we?
Automated ball strikes.
Got it. I
We
asked.
asked
I
this
think
yesterday?
I asked Tony. I think or somebody, and because I
Oh,
thought
you
it
mean
was
not in the game, but just generally in the
general
show.
question.
Yeah. We did.
That's right. Automated balls and strikes. You got it. Very
All
good.
right. Question number 2. What sports movie tells the true story of a high school basketball team from Indiana?
Oh,
Blue Chips.
Blue Chips. So give him another chance because you owe him from the last time. One more chance.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
I'm giving you another chance
That's
because
not
you
the
owe him.
answer, but another.
Blue Chips. Think of another great basketball movie.
Hoosiers.
Hoosiers is right.
Nice job.
Way to go, Matt. See, now you can't be mad at us. We just gave you life.
Yes, you have life.
You have life thanks to us.
All right, here we go.
In the movie,
Question number 3.
In the movie, the high school was named Hickory High.
Hickory.
The real high school is called Milan High School.
Okay.
Which wasn't, I guess, Hollywood enough, so they changed
it's
it.
pretty boring.
I know, but whatever. Hollywood's weird.
All right, here we go. Question
All right, Matt for the title.
number 3.
Go get him, Matt.
I think I've actually asked these questions. This is a problem.
Oh, you can't ask.
I got one. I got a number 2
one.
that's hard enough
This
for
is
number
3.
3. Yeah.
Okay.
What former Padres pitcher was traded to the Nationals in the Juan Soto trade?
Padre pitcher went to the Nationals in the Juan Soto trade. Okay. It's a good question.
Mackenzie Gore?
He said Mackenzie Gore. I think he's going to win it.
Correct.
Hey,
wow.
Matt.
Stay there,
Good for you,
Matt.
Stick around. You win. We got to get to a break. We're running late. That's because we were paying tribute to a 49er. And if we do that, Scraby will let me do whatever I want.
Yep.
More Gwynn and Chris coming up, including Tony returning for the Big Five at the bottom of this hour.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured, demand justice.
Unofficially, the first game was last Wednesday. There was one game. Tonight's Tuesday, the next week. So, rookie class, 15 home runs already, most in any season since 1900. 10.08 OPS, highest ever. 622 slug, 308 batting average, third best. The rookies are showing out. So, baseball rewarded the rookies today. What happened in the Philly National game that has got your attention?
I didn't want to stop, but I did. There were 5 fielders on the Philly side looking straight up at the ball, and they have no idea where it is. All of them are just pointing up in the air, and then it falls right behind them. That's how it's going for the Phillies right now.
It popped up over the shortstop Trey Turner's head into short center field. He didn't see it. Bryson Stott didn't see it. Alec Boehm saw it.
Ran
from third base, but he was running. He couldn't get there. Center fielder and right fielder couldn't get it. Prior to that, though, real quick, Scrape and I watched Schwarber swing like a rusty gate. And I go, God, he looks bad. And Scrape goes, oh, he's looking terrible. And then I said, yeah, but he'll end up with his,
his 40,
50 home run. Well, he's got at least one more because the next pitch he sent up into the night.
He did.
Schwarber's amazing. I don't even like the Phillies or Schwarber, but sorry, that home run he hit here at Petco is still on my mind.
It's always going to be on my mind.
But anyway, to finish the rookie thought, baseball rewarded the rookies today. Chase DeLauder was named the first player of the week of the year in the American League.
Okay. And
the National League Rookie of the Year was Saul Stewart of the Reds, who hit 700 for the Reds. McGonagall's in the American League.
Duh. As soon as I said that.
I love when you say dumb stuff like that.
I knew.
I love when you say dumb stuff like that. Way to go, Scrag. You never disappoint.
Sal Stewart got it, huh?
Saul Stewart.
Is it
S-O-L? S-O-L, Saul.
Oh, I did not know that. Yeah. Thank you for letting me know.
You're welcome. So those are the rookies or players of the week in baseball. Padre offensive players, nobody was in the running for it. I mean, I'm sorry to say, with Ramon Lauriano not in the lineup tonight, and again, he's 0 for 7 in his career against Logan Webb. We went through this earlier today, but there's a reason. Castellanos has some pretty good career numbers, so they went with Castellanos tonight. Anyway, with Lauriano out, there's not a single Padre who will come up to the plate tonight sporting a batting average above 250. It's not pretty, Scrag.
Don't like hearing that.
Not pretty. The team batting average with runners in scoring position, which is always a problem, is 192. That's higher than the regular team average of 181.
We are never going to get a season where they can hit with runners in scoring position. It's just not going to happen. It's our lot in life.
Well, that and the fact that, and Tony disagreed with me earlier and said it's not Petco that keeps them from hitting. And I don't disagree with him. Padres can hit. They have hit here, but I've never seen them do it in the month of March or April. Have you?
No.
Every year starts out like this.
Quite honestly, I haven't seen them do it in July and August either.
I know, but you look at the Brewers. They got 31 runs right now. Padres have 9.
KG says you aren't helping combat the doomers, Chris.
Sorry.
It's the truth. It's what we have to work with right now.
It's just facts. And I know people are on the ledge, and I'm not trying to talk you down. I understand. I just don't want you to jump. It's too early to, it's
from
the
ledge.
From the ledge. It's the 4th game. All right, more Gwynn and Chris and the Big Five coming up.
Most financial.
Thank you for listening to 97.3 The Fan. Be back shortly. I would be back shortly if the thing will click. See, I'm clicking. I have no idea what's happening. It's not playing any commercials right now. Well, this is just great, everybody. Let me see if I could try to start another one. All right. Well, this is awesome. On the air right now with no help, and there are no commercials to be played. Actually, you know what I'm going to do, everybody? You're getting a real live thing right here. This is real live Matt Scraby. I'm going to have to restart Wide Orbit real quick. So goodbye, Wide Orbit. It's not even closing. I'm going to text Adam, and I'm going to say, Adam, I tried to go to break and the commercials did not play. And the program won't shut down. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have to do some Control-Alt-Delete over here. Control-Alt-Delete. Okay, I got it. Task Manager. It's not coming up. There it goes. Task Manager came up, everybody. I have no idea. I'm way too generous with my stroke giving. Never mind.
Are you really?
Never mind.
Wait.
I did not mean for that to happen. I did not.
That sounds like a promo to me.
Scraby's giving out strokes. I can't wait to hear that one. I'm going to laugh for a while on that one.
Nate says, Scravy, maybe you should date her.
You might be a generous stroke giver, but I don't think she really wants to leave her boyfriend for that.
All right, that was good. That was good. In full disclosure, I'm reading this. Tony can't gather himself right now. That was a good one, Chris. That was a really good one. So I saw this at 7-Eleven, and I had to get it. It's called the One Chip Challenge. It was sitting there in the aisle, and I thought, why not? Because I am into spicy stuff. But this thing looks pretty hot. I'm not going to lie. It says a Reaper pepper and a Scorpion pepper. It's also in the shape of a coffin, which doesn't make me very happy about that. It doesn't make me feel good. Oh, extreme heat, it says. I'm going to try a little bit first, just so I don't die, I guess. That's the thing I'm saying. This looks... I don't even know if I should be eating this. It looks like it has mold or something, but let's see how hot it is. Let's go. There's a little bit of spice there. It's going. Oh, man. This is hot. Not that bad, though. I still have this side to go. It is getting hot. I'm not gonna lie. My mouth is like getting crazy. Now it's kicking in. I'm not sure if I'm gonna finish this. Honestly, it's getting serious. I gotta go with the milk. My mouth is dying right now. Yeah, this is not fun, guys. Never gonna do that again because my mouth is on fire. Thank you for listening to 97.3 The Fan. Be back shortly. I would be back shortly if the thing will click. See, I'm clicking. I'm clicking. I have no idea what's happening. It's not playing any commercials right now. Well, this is just great, everybody. Let me see if I could try to start another one. All right. Well, this is awesome. On the air right now with no help. And there are no commercials to be played. Actually, you know what I'm going to do, everybody? You're getting a real live thing right here. This is real live Matt Scraby. I'm going to have to restart Wide Orbit real quick. So goodbye, Wide Orbit. It's not even closing. I'm going to text Adam, and I'm going to say, Adam, I tried to go to break, and the commercials did not play, and the program won't shut down. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have to do some Control-Alt-Delete over here. Control-Alt-Delete. Okay, I got it. Task Manager. It's not coming up. There it goes. Task Manager came up, everybody. I have no idea. I'm way too generous with my stroke giving.
Draft upcoming next April. Is it this April 23rd? I think this year.
So, yeah.
Have we been tasked, you and I, with hosting again?
Let me see if we have a day off.
Because you know how, you and I love to host NFL draft coverage. Bring Braden in, and then we get food, and we have to talk about the
Unfortunately,
draft.
there's a Padres game that day, so we're probably off the hook.
Oh, Padres come through.
You like those shows.
Well, I like it. No,
it's a long day.
It's a long day, but I like it because we get free food.
Well, that's true.
But they're already on ESPN, and here's Field Yates or whoever these people are.
I love Field Yates.
Yeah, he's all right. But he's on there talking about this guy with Mel Kiper, and it's any player. It doesn't matter the player's name. Just, any player from Alabama or LSU or Michigan or wherever they're from. And they're talking about how they should be drafted here or drafted there. And then they show the highlights of them playing. Well, of course they're going to show them making a catch or a tackle.
Why does this bother you?
Because it's not a realistic representation of the player.
What are they going to show him standing around on the sideline?
I don't know. I just hate the draft. I
don't know why you hate it so much.
I always hate it. Because everyone is so sure they're right. And I'm so sure they're wrong. I don't know.
weird hill to die on.
What?
I said it's a weird hill to die on.
I know, but I'll die on a lot of different hills. Italy is not going to the World Cup for the third World Cup in a row.
We got to get going.
More soccer stuff coming up, but right now, traffic and a big 5.
Thank you for listening to 97.3.
Demand Jurowitz, 855GetRoss.com. Here's Sue Aller.
This game day traffic report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Got a crash on the 5. It's southbound, and this is right by Gilman Drive. And then the 67 south at the 8 slows down with another accident. You also have a debris spill on the 905 westbound right at the 125, and the left lane is blocked. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? We always bottle our Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source. And all our bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from our own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottles at the spring source. I'm Sue Alder with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big 5 starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
And Chris and I are broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios, where we know how. Tony down at Petco Park ahead of Giants and Padres, Game 2.
By the way, speaking of sponsorships.
Yes.
We haven't talked about this yet, but it just popped into my head. Petco Park is Petco Park.
Mm-hmm.
But at least Tony's not broadcasting from Unique Glow
Uniqlo,
whatever the hell that is, stadium.
Uniqlo
at Dodger Stadium.
Uniqlo field at Dodger Stadium.
God, I mean, as if there weren't, huh?
I won't be calling it that.
You're going to stay away from that entirely
Dodger
when you're
Stadium.
up there. Just
Yep.
Dodger Stadium. I mean. Yeah, that one's a tough one to handle.
I was listening to some of it last night on the drive home, and here we are at Uniqlo Field.
Where
at
are
Dodger
you guys?
Stadium.
Yeah, I didn't know where they were, and then they showed a shot of somebody on the mound, and they strategically have the Uniqlo sign right over the pitcher's shoulder. You can't miss it when they're taking that.
You don't have to say it as much.
Shot on the rubber,
true.
the guys on the rubber getting ready. And anyway,
That is
the Dodgers have made a deal with the devil. I hope it costs them.
Uniqlo, it cost them, yes.
It costs Uniqlo. I hope it now costs the Dodgers. I know Uniqlo's paying. I now want the Dodgers to pay for this.
Pretty sure Uniqlo sold their soul for this sponsorship.
You know what? Let's be honest. Let's just be happy for the Dodgers. They need the money.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Very poor
we all know that.
organization.
Yeah, poor organization. So.
Number 5.
All right, here we go.
All right, I know we talked a little bit about Walker Bueller earlier. Not just a little bit. We talked about him in his start last night. Gave up 3 runs, 4 innings. Tony, you're up first today. Give me a grade on Walker Bueller's performance last night.
C+.
C+, okay.
C+, I think he said.
He did.
I did. C+.
I thought you said, never mind. C+ it is. C as in candy.
C as in cat.
C as in cat. All right.
Yeah, I thought he was good the first couple innings. And, then he missed location a couple times and, they made him pay for it. And so I didn't think he was horrible at all. I just thought that he's still trying to figure out exactly how he's going to navigate, 5-6 innings, without the dominant fastball. He didn't throw his four-seam fastball very much at all. I think I had 11 of the pitches were four-seam, and then a couple sinkers. One of them just blew up my man right in the left shoulder there. So I think it was Casey. Yeah. So I think it's a C+ for Walker.
All right, Chris, give me a grade for Walker Bueller last night. Walker Bueller.
Yeah, I think that's about right. It seemed to me first time through the order, he had it figured out pretty well. And then second time through the order, it didn't seem like he had the next level of stuff to go to. And he seemed to struggle, just a tad more. And look, the thing that, has to be frustrating for him, and we talked about this earlier in the show, is that, he got beat by the 7, 8, 9 hitters. I mean, Bader hit a home run, and Bailey and Casey Schmidt 8-9 hitters had RBI singles. So, for the most part, he handled the guys that, that are harder to handle. So I think that's a good, something he can take with him, moving forward a little bit. But, that second time through the orders, tricky when you're still trying to find yourself a little. And that's kind of where I saw a little fall off. But other than that, I think we'd all take 4 or 5 innings, 2-3 runs every time.
You still put them in the position to win.
Right. You got to win those games. And so, I don't lay it on him at all.
Okay.
So
number 4.
This Tiger Woods story is becoming more and more sad to me, but the police report was released this morning, and here are some of the major parts of it. Woods said that he glanced at his phone when the car ahead slowed down. Officers observed Woods as lethargic, slow, and sweating profusely. He had 2 white pills in his pocket, which ended up being hydrocodone pills. His eyes were bloodshot, glassy, and extremely dilated. This incident with Tiger Woods has really sent me into a tizzy because I have no idea what to think about it anymore. So, Chris, my answer or my question to you guys is, where does Tiger go from here?
Where does he go from here?
Yes. Like, how does he salvage any sort of good feels?
Well, first of all, I think his reputation is the least of his concern at this point. I think his legacy is something I don't care about anymore. And the people that are around him better stop caring about it as well. I don't think it really matters. He's, look, I've heard, some doctors talking about this exact thing. And look, we've seen these cautionary tales. I can't compare every situation to another, but, the name Michael Jackson's popping into my head. The name Prince is popping into my head. The name Matthew Perry is popping into my head. I don't want Tiger Woods to end up on the same page as those guys. And the only way he's not going to end up there is if somebody gets a hold of him, looks him in the eye and says, it is time for you to find a way to manage this properly and take control of your life, because he's already gotten 2 chances now. He's rolled his car. He's driven his car into a ravine. The next time he's probably not going to be so lucky. And, for the rest of us, hopefully no one else will be in his way.
Yeah.
This has gotten that serious. I don't care about Tiger Woods' legacy anymore. I care about Tiger Woods, the person, and I don't want a breaking news story coming across my bottom of my TV 6 months from now.
Yeah,
I don't know how to make it any starker than that, but that's, I think, where we are.
That's fair. Tony, what are your thoughts on Tiger Woods and where does he go from here?
Unfortunately, it may meaning having to get off. And listen, I don't know what type of pain it is. I can only imagine that.
Yeah.
After all these surgeries, the ramifications, I shouldn't say ramifications, the consequences, the consequences of being this type of athlete has had its wear and tear on his body. And I can only imagine he's probably taking hydrocodone because of his back that's been repaired,
I would assume,
multiple times, a knee that's been repaired multiple times, like major surgeries that he's had, like fusion. And so I think what Chris is really getting at, I think the underlining issue is he may have to give up golf, because it's always been in pursuit of getting back to playing healthy, whether it be the senior tour as he had just signed up for. The back in the day it was the PGA tour, and not only the PGA tour, but trying to get back to the elite level may have led to some of the, and listen, some of this he had prior to, and it had nothing to necessarily do with prescription drugs. In this case, it does, right? Because alcohol wasn't in his system at this point.
Nope.
And so I can only imagine that, as Chris said, he's probably operating like this to get through, so that he's not in pain. Only, you can't operate a vehicle while doing that.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that he's, he is reluctant to hire a driver because of the privacy issues and things of that nature. And so I think that made then their fix your face scrape you to say I wasn't saying anything like you about to pop off about something.
Oh, I was just about to say, like, you shouldn't be.
Okay, so you were about to pop off about something.
I wasn't about to pop off, but I've not. Anyway, go ahead.
Yes. I just think that maybe golf is not in the cards, and maybe it could help him fix some of these other issues that he's dealing with.
Life's number one right now. Golf's got to go to second.
I think Chris said it.
And
I
somebody's
think
got
Chris
to
said
tell
it a
him
lot
and
more stark.
make him go there.
Chris said it a lot more, starker than that. But I think Chris is pretty spot on in terms of forget the, what everybody else is going to think, or forget about golf. Just kind of get yourself together first, and you may have to just stay on that path.
Yeah, and I've been someone close to me in my family has major pain issues, major back issues, and there are programs to help you manage your pain. It's called pain management. I know guys who do this. It's not easy, but it can be done. And I wouldn't doubt that Tiger Woods isn't hurting. I bet you he's hurting a lot because of all the stuff that's happened. But you guys are right. It's about taking care of your life now and doing it for your kids and whoever else you want to do it for.
His son is just signed to play at Florida State.
Yeah,
play golf there. And so, I'm sure. Listen, I could tell you as a retired athlete, it's like the next best thing is watching your kids, do that journey. Maybe you can get lost in that. Now, I don't know if that's a good word because, Tiger's loss might be a little different than some of us parents, but nonetheless, that might be, the thing that he can kind of direct his attention to more often.
Yeah.
He seems like he's in a good space when he's next to his son and they're out there on the golf course doing their thing.
It does seem like a happy place for him. You see a lot of smiles out of Tiger.
Yeah. Not to belabor this, but I don't think he's gotten I don't think he's getting the proper help right now either. I think he's getting doctors that are yes people and giving him whatever he says he wants and needs just so that they can be next to the celebrity that is Tiger Woods. And that is something that needs to be addressed as well. He's got to find a doctor who cares about his survival and, his being able to manage the pain, as you said, Scrabe, not just give him everything he needs, because that's not working.
Yeah. All right.
Number 3.
Let's go back to some pretty meaningless stuff in the Big Five.
Yeah, that was pretty heavy there.
I mean, it has to be talked about, I think.
Yeah, it does.
There is anger brewing in Pittsburgh about how things have begun in Pittsburgh with the Pirates, to the point where prominent writer Joe Starkey has taken his frustrations out in an open letter asking what in the hell this team is doing. In his open letter, he ended by saying, and I am paraphrasing this, "You can't call yourself a serious team if you don't bring up rookie phenom Connor Griffin on opening day. So far in spring training, he's hitting 500 with a 1.3 plus OPS. Basically, he's saying Connor Griffin is better than who you got on the field right now, so do the right thing." Tony, do the Pirates need to elevate Connor Griffin now?
I mean, they should have did it at the beginning. I mean, it shouldn't have anything to do with Joe hopping on there and writing a letter to him. Like, honestly, when the Padres had the opportunity to do the same exact thing to Toddy, what did they do?
They did it. They put him on the roster.
They put him on the roster. And can you make the argument that from that point on things kind of changed for real? Right?
Yeah, because he signed a big contract.
Forget the big contract. The fans got to experience something that they hadn't experienced in a very long time. And Pirates could be no different. But as much as they want to, fugazi hunt in free agency and, throw out these offers to cats that they likely aren't coming there, and then shun the one dude who wants to come back. And, oh, by the way, he's off to a nice little start.
Yeah. We're talking Andrew McCutchen?
I'm talking Andrew McCutchen,
okay.
Right?
Yep.
They didn't do that. And so they're still playing the kind of straddle the fence game. Well, we want to keep him as long as possible, even though we have a record of not really signing the guys, even though we kept him off the board for a little bit, right? We've only just pissed them off so they can be like, nah, I'm out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, listen, this is I'm glad somebody decided to write open. They need a bunch of open letters written to them.
His open letter was really funny, actually.
What did they expect was going to happen?
He brought up sorry.
No, go ahead.
He brought up a point in the letter about when they were over the weekend, Joe Davis was calling one of their games, and the shortstop swung at a pitch so far outside, Joe Davis said he couldn't have even reached out with an oar. So that's what he was like, what are we doing here? Chris, do the Pirates need to elevate Connor Griffin now?
I don't think it matters what we tell them or Joe Starkey or anybody else tells them. They're a bad organization. They're going to do what bad organizations do. And this whole thing is about one thing and one thing only. And you know what it is, and Tony knows what it is. They're saving money. They don't want Connor Griffin's clock to start.
Yep.
The more they can keep him in the minors, the longer they can control him beyond this year and next year in terms of his free agency, time coming up.
They did it with Paul Skeens.
Tony can explain it better than I can, but if you wait, then he's not eligible for big money until longer down the road.
Yeah.
So this is why they're a bad franchise. It's why I'm surprised Paul Skeens keeps sticking it out there. He's got to recognize what's going on. The rest of us do.
He's not sticking it out. He ain't got no choice.
He doesn't. Right. Okay. But he hasn't even. He didn't say that he wanted out, though. He played good soldier over the offseason, didn't he? I mean, said, let's see what we can do here, type of thing.
In his defense, he's probably like, why muddy up the time I have to be here anyway?
Right. Yeah, you're right.
And so it makes no point. It makes no sense for him to be like, I want out. Like they'd be like, so you're staying with us until his free agency time, buddy.
The Pirates have been bad for 35 years, and it takes some doing to be bad for 35 straight years. But they're accomplishing it.
All right.
Number 2.
Guys, the tallest basketball player in NCAA history is looking for a new team this offseason.
Oh, he hopped in the portal.
Huh? Florida center Oliver Rio is entering the transfer portal after, and this is from the article, a middling sophomore season with the Gators.
Middling? Did he even get off the bench?
Here it is. He played in 11 games. He averaged 0.6 points, 0.5 rebounds in just 1.5 minutes per game. So I'm going to ask this to Chris first, and this is a troll question for sure. Do you think he can actually play basketball?
I've seen him. I mean, I think he can do some things. I don't know if he's going to be Will Chamberlain or Bill Russell or
What is
Kareem.
he, 7'9"?
But yeah, he's 7'9". I mean, to look with that kind of size, if he can just handle the ball, without dropping it, catch it, turn. He doesn't even need to learn how to dribble. Just hold it up above his head. So, yeah, I think he can do some things. And here's what he needs to do, in my estimation. He needs to go to a mid-major that's going to let him play so that he can show what he can do. I'm not inviting him here, but this wouldn't be a bad spot. And, show people what you can do. And then, if there's a chance at a major school down the road, you take it. The money's not an issue for this guy, right? He's making already millions of dollars in NIL stuff just because of who he is.
I read about that. I thought
he was.
And I thought he was too, because I saw that he signed a contract, but he's having trouble because he's not an American citizen. He has a visa, and so making money in America is a little bit different.
Okay, that is a different issue. But I think everybody finds their spot. I think this guy can play well enough where a mid-major could put him to good use. And, with the right coaching and a few things bouncing his way, he could find his way back to the SEC. But pretty clear he doesn't belong at that level yet. Either that or, the Florida coach is stupid for not using him at all year.
Tony, do you think that he can actually play basketball? I know he's so annoyed by my question.
Yeah.
No, I'm not annoyed. But I'm not. Okay. I'm not sure if he can play. Honestly, like what I saw looked like a guy who was, still a little uncoordinated, even at 7'9". He's going to be given a chance. And I thought he was a freshman this whole year. I didn't realize that he was a sophomore.
He redshirted last year, right? I'm pretty sure he redshirted last year.
I'm just saying at 7'9", you had a redshirt year, and you still were only able to get on the court for 11 games. I think Chris is right. You head to a mid-major. Hopefully you can get coached up there, more time on the court. And then I guess we get a chance to see if he can play. But there is nothing in the 0 point or the 0 point. How many points?
0.6.
0.6 points that would
he averaged 1 minute a game. What's he supposed to do? He wasn't out there very long.
Does it have any minutes for the 11 games he was in?
Yeah, 1.5 minutes.
1.5 minutes a game.
So okay, so let's extrapolate that again. So he's still you give him 20 minutes. He give you just under 20 points.
That's right, points per minute. The guy's he's going to get you 37 and 10. No,
I think mid-major is probably the best.
Can I say
week,
one thing, though? I saw this guy in person live this year at USD when they came out for the holiday tournament. It takes your breath away.
How
He's
tall
that
is he?
tall.
Away. That's what
You
happened
can't believe
in
it.
Chris's head when he saw over you.
When I saw what?
When you saw him, you were thinking,
No, I
"Take
didn't
my
sing that
breath
at all. I
away."
just tried to make a comment, and you're, mucking it up. Move on.
Mucking it up.
Number 1.
All right. We were just talking about this the other day. I can't remember if it was yesterday, if it was last week, but what do athletes do when they have stomach issues during a game? I think it may have been yesterday. Well, we got our answer because Anthony Edwards revealed why he wasn't a starter for last night's game.
I saw this.
What happened to you for the first 1 hour of the game? I was taking. Oh yeah, but
Is that
like
what
I
he
said,
said?
Mike held it down for me.
So he was in the bathroom
Taking a
bleep.
Yeah. Leave it to Ant-Man to tell us exactly the way it was.
Hey, yes, he answered.
Yeah. So, Tony, I guess my question was, and Tony just kind of answered it, was, do we really need to know this?
Listen,
What should he have said?
Here's the thing: is if he would have dodged it,
Yeah.
let the conspiracies begin.
Right.
Where-
and then
right.
somebody
Where
might have
was he
found
at?
out. Yeah.
Did the coach bench him because he was out too late the night before? Like, there've been all kinds of ridiculous. So he just straight up
say it.
answered. Now he could have said it a little less colorful. He could have just been like, I had to do number 2. He could have did it. He could have said a bunch.
He
of
could have just said he was using the restroom. That would have been enough for me.
There you go.
The smile on his face when he dropped it, though, he knew he was saying something.
Oh, he
else.
100%.
Yeah, he loved
100%.
it. He loved it. Chris, what do we need to know this? Is the question.
Yes, we do. We
Okay.
need to know this because as Tony's right. If we don't get the right answer, we will make stuff up. So just tell us straight up. Number 1. And number 2, we all use the bathroom. This is not something that is, crazy insane.
I mean, at least he didn't get wheelchaired off the court like Paul Pierce did.
What's funny is that they've always made up stuff when people didn't give information, but now the stuff that's made up it's put out so fast and people believe it.
Yeah.
It just takes on a whole
It's
other
kind of
life
like
its
the
own.
time when Tony Gwynn Jr. was off camera. Maybe he was using the restroom and he used a nap as an excuse.
Yeah.
Did you ever think of that?
You know what quote?
That's a long time in the bathroom.
Well,
dog.
hey, we've all been there, Tone. I hate to say.
I mean, you
start scrolling.
You start a level on Candy Crush, you just can't leave.
Right,
Okay?
you can start scrolling, baby.
Real quick, just a random thought. I got to get on this Car Shield joint, man. Everybody's on Car Shield. I just looking up. John Kruk is a Car Shield. Is a Car Shield spokesman.
Yeah, you need to get
they're
on
all,
that.
They're all over the. Everybody's joining this.
Car
Drew
Shield
Brees.
loves it. Yeah, you need to get on that, Tony. All right. That is it for the Big Five. When we get back, we'll get you set for game 2 between the Padres and the Giants. Also, our hit to click. No. Hit to pick.
Hit to pick.
Hit to pick.
Hit
Hit
to
to
pick,
pick
yeah.
on the other side in the happy hour 97 through the fan.
Fernando Todd.
Jr. wrapping things up. Tony has wrapped things up. He's getting ready for the broadcast now. We're broadcasting, Scraby and I, from the Bill House Studios. We know how, and Happy Hour is underway, and it's brought to you by GL Pools, the company trusted by thousands of San Diegans to keep their pool sparkling, swim ready, and expertly maintained. Called GL Pools now. Say radio when you get a free month of service. I love you get a free month of service if you say pools when you call. I love jumping in the pool for my laps. I know it's early, but
it is early.
That's just what I do, 5:30, 5:45. But I love when I perceive that the pool guy has been there the night before.
Why is that?
Because it's just clean. It's just clear. It's like ice. Oh, man.
No leaves in the pool.
Not a leaf in sight.
Okay.
There's no Toronto maple leaves anywhere. Yeah, I like a nice clean lane or two for my pool. But
by the way, the Leafs, massive news. They fired their GM.
Toronto?
Yeah. Everybody's very surprised, apparently.
Las Vegas also fired their coach, a guy who led them to the Cup, I think 2 years ago. Hockey, they we don't hear about it as much in hockey because it doesn't quite on the same, page as baseball and football. But they really don't wait around in hockey. Like, you could lose 5 games and they'll just run you right out of town in hockey. All right, we got a couple of quick notes that we got to get to here in the 5 o'clock hour, and then a few things to button up before the end of the show, and we send it to Sammy in the pregame. Number one, Tiger Woods. We talked about it quite a bit in the Big Five. First, I want to address something because somebody wrote into Scraby, and so I like to throw this in. They said, Chris, you're a lot meaner to Myles Garrett than you were to Tiger Woods. First of all, I don't think I'm mean at all to Tiger Woods. And I do think I really despise what Myles Garrett keeps doing. Myles Garrett has 9 times been caught speeding over 70, 80, 100 miles an hour. I don't care that much about Myles Garrett necessarily. I care about Myles Garrett caring about other people. That's why I'm angry at Myles Garrett and why he keeps getting these opportunities to go back out there and endanger other people and himself. Tiger Woods, I believe, is just a little different story. Tiger Woods, I believe, is suffering from an addiction, and he needs help. So for me to be just, throw Tiger away and lock him up because he's been, reckless driving, I don't think that's the answer for Tiger Woods, nor do I think too many people that are much smarter about the stuff than I am think that's the answer either.
It's not.
The answer is Tiger Woods, if you care about Tiger Woods. If you don't, then lock him up and throw away the key. But if you care about Tiger Woods, and I think a lot of us do, he's got to get the right help. And at least the first step has been taken, Scrabe. Tiger did announce just here in the last little while that he is stepping away from golf completely for now. Tony suggested it in our discussion. Tiger is stepping away from golf for now, and he's going to be, he says, quote, I'm committed to taking the time needed to return to a healthier, stronger, and more focused place, both personally and professionally. That's a nice quote that somebody wrote for him. What matters is that he really, truly does what he says there.
Yeah.
He can say whatever he wants. The bottom line is, he's got to get surrounded by the right doctors. I do believe this. If you have doctors that are just yes men and giving you whatever pill you want or whatever you need, not going to change anything. You need to find somebody that can look at you in the eye and say, dude, you're going to die if you don't start doing things right.
Totally.
And I don't know who's going to say that to him, but somebody has to. So good luck to Tiger. And I would say good luck to Myles Garrett too. If he can stop driving 90 and 140 miles an hour, I'll root for that.
I'll say this about Myles Garrett versus Tiger Woods. They're both idiots. They're both, an idiot is the wrong word. Let me take that back. They're both not, they didn't use their best judgment at all. And Myles Garrett has been caught speeding, like you said, 9 times. And I do think that puts him into a different category. Tiger Woods driving under the influence, just as bad.
Just as bad, but I think I feel more addictive based. Myles Garrett, I feel more stupid based.
You could say that Myles Garrett was sober throughout this, so he was technically, I guess, safer.
No, he's not.
I'm not saying that is the case.
All right.
I believe that Tiger Woods, I just hope that he is doing this for the right reasons.
He better be, because a year from now, if he's not, we're going to see one of these red lines, and it's going to say breaking news, and underneath it, what it says, we're all going to hate.
Yeah.
All right, move on. A couple of other things that happened today, and we got Padres and Giants and Scraby, and I'll give you the lineups one more time here before the end of the show. Give our hit to pick tonight. Who's going to get a hit? Stragey's already got a 1-game streak. Congratulations
Thank
to you.
Xander Bogaerts.
Yeah, Bogey got a hit for you. Luis Ariz let me down last night, and I'm really personally angry at him. I mean, who stood up for the guy more than me?
I know.
Last year.
I mean, he tried to get that hit by swinging at that ball that hit the ground.
I don't know what he was doing there. Italy is out of the World Cup for a third consecutive year. I think this is worldwide news. It's not huge here, but I know there are many Italian soccer fans within the sound of my voice that are absolutely crushed, heartbroken. But Italy, this is hard for me to fathom. 3 straight years out of the 3 straight World Cups.
Yeah, that's 12 years.
That's crazy. I mean, Italy's the former champion. No other former champion has ever missed out on 3 straight World Cups. But they have now. Bosnia and Herzegovina beat them in the penalty kicks today. The penalty kicks wasn't close. 4-1. Italy missed on 2 of the 3 they took. And so out goes Italy. U.S. is playing a friendly tonight against Portugal. I know it's too friendly about it. It's a couple of guys just about fighting there. 1-0 at halftime. Shocking score. Oh, who's winning, Chris? Who do you think? Portugal's winning.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't want to say it.
I know you didn't want to give it away, but the U.S., we've really, have we not tried, or maybe there's people who know more about soccer, right, and can figure this out, but it seems like we've put a lot of resources toward it. The thing that won't change, right? People say, why can't the U.S. be great in soccer? The thing that won't change is our best athletes don't all play soccer.
Exactly.
That's why.
Exactly.
Some of them play in the NFL. Some of them play baseball. Some of them play in the NBA. I'm not saying there aren't guys who play in the NBA who grew up in France, but there's no NFL for them to go to. There's no MLB for them to go to. All the best athletes in France, not all, but you know what I mean? You get my point. They play soccer. We don't do that here. We care more about soccer than we ever have, but most of our great athletes go into something different. That, to me, is something that won't change.
I wonder if I was going to say, maybe it will change. Less people are playing football. You get those people playing soccer.
Okay. I see where you're going
I'm disappointed that less people are playing football. I understand why they're playing less football, but
yeah,
I'm fine. I played football since I was 8, Chris.
Yeah, but you never tackled anybody.
What are you talking about?
You just said you couldn't get close enough to, who was the guy that ran through you, Maurice Jones-Drew? Couldn't even get near enough to tackle the guy. Come on. Fortunately, you're not going to get a head injury if you can't touch anybody. You're good.
Oh, someone also makes a great point on the chat, Daniel. Once it stopped being pay to play for the youth, that is true. Soccer, baseball, these teams, if you want to be good at it, it's very expensive.
And they also are to the point now, if you want to play one of these sports, they only want you to play one. Kids used to have a lot of fun. They could play basketball, and then they go play some baseball. They could play some football, and at the very end, they could kind of pick a couple, whatever. No, they don't want to let you do that anymore.
That's true.
You play baseball all year round. Break time, Gwynn and Chris. Get your final thoughts tonight. Lauriano's not in the lineup. Oh, my goodness. What? It's the only Padre that can hit right now. Craig Stammen's got an explanation. We'll have it his explanation. You may not like it, but you'll get it along with everything else leading up to tonight's game on Gwynn and Chris next.
From
Hi, Gwynn and Chris, 97.3 The Fan, happy hour, rolling on. That's actually our final segment of the day. Taking a few extra minutes here and then give way to Sam Levitt, Padre pregame show. Got our guy Kyle Ovenshire in the studio helping us with some things. Kyle, how's the pregame show sounding this year? Sam Levitt in preseason or mid-season form yet, or scuffling?
He's getting there. But yeah,
he's getting
really
there. Listen to Kyle.
I love
Kyle's
it.
like rating.
I love it.
That way, Kyle.
I hope he doesn't.
Kyle's like, yeah, he's getting a little better. He's got some work to do.
He won't hear this, so don't worry.
Yeah, we won't, and we won't tell him. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Sam Levitt.
A very honest answer from our guy.
Yeah,
Kyle.
I love Kyle. Kyle's like, yeah, he's getting, it's okay. He's got work to do.
I'm getting there too. So,
and you're getting there too, right? The board hopping, it takes a little time to get back into the groove. Padres bats have not come close to getting into the groove yet. I did look this up today, and I read it earlier, but I'm going to read it one more time because it's true. This isn't an opinion. We are 4 games into the season, and so it matters less than we think it does, but it is what it is. And through 4 games, the Padres are 28th out of 30 teams with a 181 batting average. The only teams lower are the Athletics and the Giants. The Padres, not to be outdone, are also 28th in on-base percentage, ahead of same 2 teams, Giants and Athletics. Slugging, Padres aren't even 28th. They're 29th there. Their slugging is 260. Slugging. The only team below them, again, the Giants. And the Padres OPS is a paltry 512, which is 28th as well. And not surprisingly, they're 28th in runs scored.
Any other numbers that can depress me tonight?
And finally, here's one for you. They're 27th in home runs, tied with the Orioles. They have 2.
They're not last.
They're ahead of the Tigers and Giants, who have 1 each. As I said earlier, just one time, wouldn't it be fun to be sitting here in the first couple of weeks of the season and go, wow, look at the Padres. They've scored 37 runs. They're first in baseball.
I wake up every day hoping for
it. It would just be fun once.
Yeah, it would be.
The Angels have hit 10 homers already. I don't know if they've won any games, but 10 homers is a lot.
I'd rather win games, and they're not. The Padres aren't doing that either.
The Padres aren't winning games either yet. Right, they're 1-3, and they got their. Look, we talk about all the hitting woes. They got their work cut out from tonight. Logan Webb's pitching; he's good. To that end, Ramon Lauriano is not in the lineup, and I think it's fair at first glance to say, "Wow, huh?"
Yeah,
Lauriano's the only guy hitting over 250, so he's got to be in there. Craig Stammen explains why he's not.
Castellanos in left tonight, Lauriano not in the lineup. Just a day off for Ramon?
Yep, just a day off, trying to get everybody, on the bench and playing time, try to find the groove of some of those guys, get them hot. And, it's tough for guys to, play here, there, and everywhere, but trying to get them a little bit more consistent ABs and see if we can get a couple more guys hot in the lineup.
With Castellanos in left, it's not a place he's played a ton before. He's played a lot of right field, obviously. What gives you guys confidence that he can go out there in a major league game in a place where he hasn't played a ton and do a nice job out there?
Yeah, I think he played a lot of there in spring training, so we felt comfortable with him there. Left field here at Petco is a little smaller than right field here, and obviously we got Toddy over in right. So I think left field's a good spot for him. He'll be fine, and more so his bat in the lineup, trying to get some quality ABs from him.
Sounds like this was largely a planned day for Lauriano, but what was the way he's been swinging it? Did that give you any pause in terms of?
Yeah. Obviously, when a guy's probably swinging it, arguably the best in our lineup, it's tough to take somebody out of the lineup, but it's a lot of it's based on the pitcher we're facing and just giving them a day off, and then also getting other guys in, make them feel like they're part of the team too. I think it's not just the 9 guys that are out on the field, but it's the 13 position players and the 13 pitchers to collectively trying to win a game. And, the season's 162 games. We can't play Ramon all 162.
All right, so that's what Craig Stammen said. Now, I think I'll be honest with you, Scraby. I like where he's trying to go there.
Okay.
And what he's trying to say is, look, Lauriano is already hitting 300. We got to find some other guys that can hit right now. And he wants Andujar to get in. He wants Castellanos to get in. What he didn't say, I believe, is the reason why they made this move tonight. And the reason that I believe they made this move, and it fired me to step outside my lane here because I'm not Craig Stammen, but Ramon Laureano's 0 for 7 in his career against Logan Webb. He's never got a hit off him. Whereas Nick Castellanos has a home run and is 4 for 7. Miguel Andujar is 3 for 7. So it makes sense. Even though we're in the 5th game of the season, this would be the night that, Laureano on paper should not be in the starting lineup. He is more than willing, and I'm sure, to bring him in, in the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th inning once Logan Webb's out of the game. I think you take a shot like this. I mean, Jackson Merrill, let's say Jackson Merrill needed a day off. He was just going through it. We're in the middle of July right now. Today wouldn't be the day because Jackson Merrill's 9 for 13 against Logan Webb. That's like a 700 batting average.
Wow, dang.
He kills Logan Webb, so he's got to be in. On the other side, Laureano's 0 for 7, Castellanos is 4 for 7. That's a fair explanation. Now, does it mean it's going to work? Of course not. Are there other factors into it? Yes. But I think if you're a fan, you can say to yourself, okay, Laureano's hitting 357. Nobody else is hitting higher than 250. So on surface, Laureano's got to be in there. But this is why I believe he's not.
I believe the same thing. And later in the clip on Twitter, you can go to @973 the fantasy to see all these clips. But he did say it was matchup based, but he led off with it was a planned day off. We are 5 games into the year.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Ramon Laureano is a guy who wants to play baseball. And I understand trying to save guys, and maybe they are going to give guys days off more this year.
I'm just going to give Craig Stammen the benefit and say he misspoke on that. I am.
No, he doubled down on it. Double downed on it?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not that big of a deal that he's going to get a day off, but I would much rather just explain it to me that's the matchup based.
Matchup based, I'll accept. Day off, hard to accept. Agreed with that, Scrabe. Castellanos is 1 for 9 so far. 3 Ks, no walks. Not much to recommend. Andujar is 1 for 8. Again, a single. He does have 1 walk. Fernando, 3 for 14. No extra base hits. Crony, 3 for 14. No extra base hits. So it's funny. We can talk about Laureano or Castellanos. Look, if Fernando and Manny and Merrill and those guys aren't mashing, the Padres are lacking. Like any team in baseball, people. Every team in baseball has 3 or 4 guys that are their guys. They're not going to go 4 for 4 every night, but they have to be doing things for the offense to click.
Yeah.
And the Padres guys who are supposed to do that are not clicking at all. And that's why the team's hitting $181. Not good. All right, one more thing from Craig Stammen today. And I want to know what he says, but I forgot. I didn't write it down.
It's okay. Craig Stammen, well, because we were talking about earlier, Toddy not challenging a pitch in the 9th inning.
Oh, right.
And they asked Craig Stammen if he would like to see him do.
It was in the 9th. Let me just reset it before they play it. It was in the 9th inning. The Padres obviously needed the base runner. They had 1 guy on already on a walk. It was 3-ball count on Fernando, I think, or 2.
It was a 2. It's 2-1.
2-1. So this would have taken it to 3-1. Instead, it was called a strike for 2-2. And I'm not. This isn't a blame game. But Mark Grant on the TV said, hey, he needs to challenge that. But it's not fair, Mark, to say because Fernando doesn't get to look at the replay.
And he has 2 seconds.
And he has 2 seconds to figure it out. He did not challenge. Understand also that the Padres would have been out of challenges had he been wrong. Here's what Stammen said.
You mentioned using all your challenges. You wanted Toddy to challenge that. I think it was a 2-1 pitch.
Yeah, I'm sure there were other
right?
pitches we could have challenged too, but just like thinking him specifically, one of our best hitters, arguably our best hitter in a 9th inning game, where it doesn't matter if you don't get to keep the challenge for tomorrow. Maybe it's something that we can have a conversation about. But there's also a piece of it, these guys taking it at bat and not wanting some external circumstances to be thinking about, like, should I challenge this pitch or not? It's more like I'm going to get a hit. I got to figure out a way to get on base. And so, you're battling those two like personas in their head. You want clear mind, simple thoughts. But then, we're also asking them like, no, you need to know the strike zone. No, you got a challenge too, and you got to do it immediately. So there's a give and a take with that.
All right, that's all I need to hear because that's exactly what I thought.
Well, it was so close.
It was very close. Now, had he challenged it, I think they would have called it a ball. And then you get a 3-1 pitch to Toddy as the tying run. Maybe that tie, who knows?
Yeah.
I don't think it's I don't think it was so egregious to sit there on Monday morning quarterback and say he should have challenged that.
Yeah, it wasn't that. Yeah, you're right.
It was
wasn't
like
that
an inch off. So I don't have a problem with that one.
I think they're going to get better throughout the year too. At this,
everybody will,
because
everybody
like
will.
Craig Stammen said, there is a lot going on in the mind of a batter in the 9th inning of a game they're trying to come back and win.
Yeah, I mean,
and should he have challenged it? Yeah,
you get in that box and you're like, oh man, did I lock the front door?
Oh, that would be me.
Yeah, I know.
Did I leave the stove on? Who can I call? Right? Oh, wait, challenge.
What time do I have to go to the bank in the morning? Strike 2.
Oh, don't say all this
Ball
because
game.
people already think that Fernando's checked out for the year.
Oh,
so.
stop it. All right, time for our hit to pick. It's our new game.
I'm going to get us an open.
Yeah, we need a little music interlude. What we're trying to do is build a streak. Every day we're going to pick somebody from tonight's game. Well, tonight, obviously, we pick either a Padre or a Giant to get a hit. Simple as that. We're going to see what kind of streak we can put together. Scraby's at 1 because he was correct last night. I'm at 0 because I wasn't correct last night. I think you should just go first. You got 1,
That's fair.
So I'll let you go first
That's fair.
and give you the nod. You can pick whoever you want.
The Padres have Germán Marquez on the mound. I am going to go with a Giant.
You're going to go with a Giant.
Now you've got me thinking.
Well, you have
you know what? I'm gonna take Jackson Merrill after your.
Kyle's gonna play the music whether you make a pick or not. So
I'm taking
Jackson.
Jackson because of the stats you just gave me about 5 minutes ago.
He's 9 for 13 against Logan Webb.
Yeah,
man, that is monster. I got to tell you another thing. Every one of these Giant averages against Germán Marquez are terrible. Every one of them. Germán Marquez owns these guys.
I love that.
So I will go with a Padre as well. There goes the music. Come on, Fernando. Are you kidding me? Fernando Tatis Jr.
All right.
Gets a hit tonight. Kyle Ovenshire is going to kick us out of the studio.
That's what he does best.
That's what he does really well. Sammy's got the pregame show. We'll see what Kyle's rating is on that when we come back tomorrow. I think a day game tomorrow, Scrape.
Post game show.
Post game. You know what that means? Notes on a scorecard.
Oh, it's back
for the first time this season after the game tomorrow. Don't miss it.
God, I love it.
Gwynn and Chris, have a good night. Let's get a win.